Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It is great to be here on a frigid Tuesday in New York City. New York City, kind of a mess right now. Hard to navigate. So I'm having a hard time navigating, pulling this chair in with all the snow and all the closures and whatnot. But we are here. Got here a little bit late. And I do off the top want to say that I'm a mixture of happiness and annoyed. What should we start with? Should we start with the happiness? Let's start with the happiness. I'm happy because the feud between Frank and I is over. We made amends. We hugged it out. I just want to let everyone know we ended on a cliffhanger yesterday. I didn't feel good.
Who the fuck is we?
I thought he didn't feel good and now feels better. I know the audience didn't like. It's like mom and dad. You know, you don't want to see mom and dad fight. No one wants to see mom and dad fight. I extended the olive branch. You know, I thought it would be a quick 2-minute conversation, handshake, hugs, turned into like 45 minutes about life. But, you know, I signed up for that. So I feel better. Frank, do you feel better?
I do. I really appreciated how you asked permission to come into the control room.
I did. Yep.
You then proceeded to get down on all fours and humble yourself as you walked up to the throne that is located in front of the mixer.
Yep.
You then referred to me as most beneficent one, which I thought I didn't even know that was in your vocabulary. So I was very taken back. You had me at hello.
Okay.
Honestly. But no, to all those who were concerned, what you did wasn't the coolest and nicest thing to do. You know, I was trying to give you an update of what my life was like during the winter storm of 2026.
Yeah.
And you decided to put that on blast on the show. I received it, I thought, pretty well. But what's important to me is that I was never mad at you.
There's mutual respect. There's love. There's admiration. I've swallowed some razor blades. I have made amends. I have apologized. I have told you about my regrets. Why don't you share your regrets, Frank, about how everything was handled? Anything come to mind?
I thought you are really good at moderating when other people have feuds. You're even better at moderating when you've created your own feud.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
well,
I thought it was good, man.
The good news is we're all in a better place. We're all friends again. Here's the bad news. The bad news is I'm really upset. I'm really upset as I sit here at 103. Where's PT? Is PT there? I feel like I need PT here for a moment. PT, I'm upset.
Did I do something?
No, it's not you. It's not you. PT, I try to be a professional. I try not to bring my personal feelings into the show. This isn't about me. It's about the greater good of the sport. It's about covering the sport. It's about the athletes, all that stuff and more, right?
Mm-hmm.
PT, Joe Brady. We've hired Joe Brady as our head coach. The Buffalo Bills have hired Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator who is unimaginative, who has no idea what to do with Josh Allen, who has just like, all he has is like pass, you know, to Khalil Shakir on the slant or...
Oh, hang on. You're offensive coach from this year, like this
yes,
past
I'm
season.
fucking upset.
Ooh.
They've just promoted the guy who was like, if you're going to get rid of the head coach, bring in a new regime. All you did was bring in the other guy. Like, what is this? What are we doing?
Why did they interview anyone then? Why did they do 4 different interviews?
4? They did 15. What's the point of all of this? Why do we do this to ourselves?
Who knows? You know, maybe this is a good reset. You know, the expectations are so low.
No.
It's ruined your whole day.
I can't tell you. I came in and I was going like this. Why do we do this? Why do we do this, PT?
I will say,
I'm so upset.
I had similar feelings when a certain Michael Carrick was announced as Manchester United's caretaker manager, and he has beaten the best 2 teams in England in his first 2 years. Sure.
But he wasn't brought within. He wasn't brought within. He was a fresh set of eyes. That's fair.
He had previously managed the team.
He's not a leader of men. I'm sorry. And maybe this will come back to haunt me. And guess what? I hope it does come back to haunt me. I hope I eat my words in exactly a year. I don't feel like this is the answer. Anyway,
It's a bit deflating.
it's
Can I
deflating.
ask, who is the alternative that you
There
want?
were a lot of people out there that were excited about this Grant Uditsky. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert on the Jacksonville Jaguars, but a lot of people who I trust and appreciate were high on him, were high on Davis Webb. The Phil Rivers thing was interesting. There was the Clint Kubiak thing. I know they have to wait until, the Seahawks are done, but there seem to be a lot of interesting, fresh candidates out there. If you feel like you have gone as far as you could possibly go with this regime, why are you bringing in the guy who, was a part of the regime? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Would you have taken Dayball over him?
I was interested in that one because I thought Brian Daboll was a better offensive coordinator than freaking Joe Brady. I have not been enamored with him as the offensive coordinator. Ultimately, if this is what Josh Allen wants, I'm on board. I trust him. I want him to be happy. If this is what he wanted, stick with the status quo, fine. Maybe he didn't want Sean to leave, and this is the closest thing to that. I just feel very deflated right now. I feel very deflated. And again, I hope you clip this off. I hope Freezing Hot Takes, or whatever the fuck they're called, clips this off in a year from now and says, look at this idiot. I hope that. I pray. But right now, I feel like crap. Anyway, you don't care about that. No one cares about that. So we will move on. We've got a great
good?
show.
You all right?
I'm not good. I'm actually not good. I'm not good. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of all of this. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of getting my hopes up. Knicks are in shambles. Bills. What's the point? I wish I wasn't a fan of any of these people. I wish I could wipe the freaking table with all this shit. That's how I feel.
It gets better, man. Hang in there.
We have a great show though today. Eddie Hearn's in studio. Arman Tsarukyan joining us back end. Josh Hokit, first hour. I mean, what's better than this? What's up with Oven picking that picture for Arman though? Arman looks like he's about to Arman looks more mad than me in that picture. What do you think?
I think he looks happy.
Arr. Looks like he's going. Arr. Looks like a rabid dog. Arr. Great show yesterday.
Weigh-in, I'd say, in the midst of like a weight cut.
Looks like a press conference picture. Anyway, gents, so we have a lot to get to. First hour. Want to talk about some news and notes here. Yesterday was great, very eventful. Travis Barker, shout out. Sugar Sean, incredible. Whole show was great. I just spoke to Pat Barry, who's in the hospital right now. Yesterday we spoke about Rose Namajunas talking to the fans in a very emotional state. It was heartbreaking to see. Remember that video? She's like openly sobbing. And shout out to the fans who were there to console her, to make her feel better. It was part heartbreaking and part beautiful to watch in a way. Anyway, right now as we speak, Rose is undergoing eye surgery, believe it or not. She was poked multiple times in the eye. They actually just sent me a photo of one of said pokes. Here's one photo that we have. There you go. And yeah, I mean, again, this is the thing with these. Like you sit at home and you're like, okay, suck it up. Tom Aspinall, suck it up. Well, guess what? Here's a photo of Rose heading into surgery as we speak. You could see her eye, and you're about to see more. And he tells me that she has, I'm going to try to get this right, a canalicular laceration, which is a break in the tear drainage system of the eyelid, often caused by blunt trauma or lacerations in the inner corner of the eye, frequently resulting in persistent tearing, eyelid misalignment, and redness. He says there were 2 eye pokes. One of them cut the inside of her eyelid and all the way into the tear duct. 3 months with a tube in her eye, no sneezing, no blowing her nose. I mean, does that not sound like a nightmare? An absolute nightmare. And this is like, we move on to 325. We forget about these people. Oh, jokes about women's fighters, all this stuff. This is what they have to deal with. Here's a video. I asked her how she's doing. They responded via video. Here's Rose about to be carted into surgery talking about what happened.
It's a canalicular repair surgery on my eye.
He said he's hoping you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm very frustrated, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm upset because I got poked in the eye in the second round. Couldn't see after that, and I'm now seeing from pictures that it was multiple times. I just was like so locked in that I wish I would have protested, like that's how much, But I was just so focused on like taking her head off, and I was getting momentum, and like, yeah, that would have, yeah. So it's just frustrating because I know accidents happen, so I'm not saying like it couldn't happen, but I've never poked anybody in the eye, so I feel like a point should be taken right away. Because people would be more cautious, people would be more careful and considerate of their fellow opponent. This is crazy. I have to have a tube in my eye and in my nose, for 3 months, and I can't blow my nose for 3 months, so it's gonna be rough.
Man, heart goes out to her and wish her well, speedy recovery. Hopefully the surgery goes well as well. I don't even know if the referee saw it. I don't remember, guys. I don't remember a break in the action. Was there a break in the action?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so even like the point deduction conversation, like the referee missed it, which just absolutely sucks. She talked about, being close to fighting for the belt again. Whether that's true or not, we'll never know. Natalia says she's been told. Dana kind of confirmed it, but he did it in that same sort of way that he's been doing it. Like, yeah, sure. Definitely leaving the door open. And the last 2 times he said it, it hasn't come to fruition. So who the hell knows? I can't imagine anyone else but Natalia Silva gets it at this point, just based off of her winning streak. I believe it's 8 in a row at this point, if not 9. But that really sucks. That really sucks. I don't know what the answer is. We have a video coming out next month, mid-February. Casey, our videographer, went to a officials hearing in Las Vegas, and they spoke about eye pokes and they spoke about all this stuff. I mean, this will probably be a thing until there is no more MMA, and that will probably never happen. This will always be a thing as long as we have those fingerless gloves, and as long as the UFC doesn't want to change the gloves. We could talk ad nauseum about all this stuff, and nothing's really going to happen. We can only do our part in terms of shedding a light on it. But this is important to talk about because we see the aftermath of these fights that we just kind of talk about, move on, and it's on to the next. This is what they have to deal with. This is what they have to deal with, and this is why we have so much respect for the fighters. It's heartbreaking to see. So wanted to highlight that and want to wish her well and a speedy recovery. Another interesting thing came across our radar this morning. The PFL, in their effort to rebrand and reinvent themselves, have come out with their own ranking system. And they sent out a press release this morning around 9 a.m. to announce this, which on the surface I like, but there's some that I don't like as well. The most notable thing, and I'll get to that in a moment, the most notable thing about these rankings is the fact that Francis Ngannou is nowhere to be seen. Heavyweight rankings, not there. In fact, we have them for you just in case you don't believe us. Here are the PFL heavyweight rankings. Number 1, Henan Fajeda. The champion, of course, is Vadim Nemkov. And then you get to Oleg Popov and Denis Goltsov and Linton Vassell and all this stuff. What? What is this? That was a weird text. Okay, keep that up, please. So obviously he's not up there, nor to be seen. And now we get to the pound for pound rankings. And he's nowhere to be seen. Usman 1, Vadim Nemkov 2, Corey Anderson 3, Costello Van Steenis 4, Shamil Musayev 5, Johnny Eblen 6, Dajin 7, AJ McKee 8, Sergio Pettis 9, Paul Hughes 10, nowhere to be seen. I've asked about this, and I was told that, once he comes back and he has one fight left on his contract, and quite frankly, I don't know if that fight will ever be had, and I would be very surprised at this point if he comes back after that fight, they'll put him in. I think it's a little bit funky that he's not there, but maybe the thought process is he hasn't fought in a year, and so until you fight again, we're going to put you in there. If that's the rule, that's the rule. That makes a little bit more sense than just like, hey, he's got one fight left. What's the point? They have announced that it is administered by Combat Registry, a leading global combat sports data and rankings organization used across top MMA promotions, including the UFC. I'll be honest, guys, I've never heard of Combat Registry.
Never.
Okay, you
Same.
too. Okay, because I did get some text after tweeting that being like, what? You've never heard of Combat Registry? Really? Combat Registry is an independent administrator of the PFL rankings. It oversees vote collection, tabulation, and publication. Rankings are determined by a panel of MMA journalists.
Okay, so they're just a facilitator. They're actually not involved in it at all.
Who's the panel?
The panel is the
Doesn't
one
say.
on this.
Okay,
I was about to
here's
say
the question
that.
straight away.
Yeah.
Let me just finish. And industry experts who cast ballots following each PFL event with updated results published as part of each rankings release. This process operates independently of the PFL with rankings determined solely by a panel voting administered through Combat Registry. So like we've all said, never heard of it. They don't say who this panel is. I think that is important. For as fugazi as the UFC's rankings are, they at least have some names written down there. Who knows if those people are actual human beings, but they at least have some names written down here. There are no names. I do like the idea because it gives you a roadmap. What I continue to not understand is why the PFL or even the UFC doesn't just say, here are our rankings. So you can understand where we want to go. This sort of song and dance of like, this is who the media thinks is 1 through 10, I think is silly because you don't even respect the rankings. You don't even adhere to the rankings. So on the surface, yes, I like it. You put the number next to them. It's kind of a roadmap. They just don't go by the rankings. They don't book by the rankings. So what's the point? Why don't you just do them yourself? And that to me would be a hell of a lot more interesting because now we get some insight into where you think people are placed because I can assure you their matchmakers have their own rankings and they pay closer attention and adhere to those much more to whatever these are. Does that make sense, PT?
It does. Here's the thing with the journalist thing. With the omission of Francis Ngannou, how hasn't this been reported then if journalists are making these rankings? Surely they've gone to the journalists and say, don't put Francis Ngannou in the rankings. They say, why isn't Francis Ngannou in the rankings? They explain that. And then as a journalist, are they not reporting Francis Ngannou is not going to appear in the PFL's rankings today because of this? Like, why do you have to go digging for that? That should be, if it's a team of journalists making the rankings, surely that has come up in the...
Do you know of anyone who's on this?
No, I've asked around. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their fighters page on Combat Registry, and it has like the world champions listed, and everything is completely out of date. You got Bellator MMA, Ryan Bader is the heavyweight champion. You got John Jones, Bilal Muhammad as the welterweight champ.
Really?
Yeah.
To my eye, they're just a data collection place. They just have records and events.
But if they have records and their stuff is out of date, then what does it all mean?
Update the website if it's going to be announced today. Like,
yeah, what the hell? Yeah, I see Bellator
also,
logo.
I don't make too much of that because again, they're just a conduit. They're just a middle person facilitating this. The more important is who is the panel, and to Pizzi's point, if they were given a reason why Francis Ngannou wouldn't be on the rankings, what is that reason?
Yeah, no,
why isn't it out there? If they're journalists, if you've been told that, like, surely that's a big story. Like, Francis Ngannou is not going to appear in the PFL's rankings today.
Is this much ado about nothing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No one cares?
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
To your point, why even go through the exercise of making these a media thing at all? Just make your own rankings or get rid of ranking altogether. I'm in favor of just scrapping rankings.
Can I ask a serious question? Honest question.
Ask it, man.
Are they screwed? Like,
Who's
are they
that?
done?
I'm very worried.
If no one
I'm
cares
very,
about
very
this
worried.
stuff, like I'm trying to care, and I do care, but if you guys are saying, and I believe you, are they done? Like, is there no turning back?
I'm worried.
I don't think it's the game's over yet, but it's. I mean, let's be realistic about this. The UFC is the game. Like,
if they don't sign this new deal, are they done?
You can ask the same thing about like AEW, right? Like, were they ever even in the game? Is a legitimate question. Is there any game?
AEW is not PFL. AEW is a real thing. AEW
Are they?
Oh yeah, there are people who are
they?
true blue AEW fans.
That's
There is
great.
no true
Are they
blue-
going to survive? Are they going to last the long haul?
They've got a legit deal with WBD.
For how long?
Well, they signed it last year, at the beginning of last year. So
I don't
see this-
know any PFL fans. I know people who watch the occasional show. I don't know anyone who's choosing the PFL over UFC.
Can I ask you a question? Another
But is
one?
anybody choosing AEW? My point is not to like denigrate AEW or even say that PFL is to UFC like AEW is to WWE. My thing is there's only one game in town in both these industries. That's the reality of the situation. Everybody else, whenever Bellator and PFL and everybody was fighting to say like we're the number 2 promotion, there is no number 2 promotion. There never has been a number 2 promotion. There's a number 1 promotion and then there's everything else, and there is no number 2.
Strikeforce was number 2. Strikeforce had a nice little
Where's
run. there.
Strikeforce like
I know.
AEW, right? Strikeforce like AEW.
People loved
in terms of people
Strikeforce.
really, they loved it.
Strikeforce had the heart.
Is the point to like have captured a small but dedicated fan base, or is the point to have longevity and survive this game?
Those are two different things. I remind you that at the very end of Strikeforce, before Zuffa purchased, they got over 1 million viewers on Showtime for their heavyweight Grand Prix. That's a real thing. Now, were they spending money willy-nilly and in the hole? Yes. But they still the fans don't care about that. They're tuning in. But yes, it's going to be impossible at this point to really make a dent. I actually think it's harder to make a dent in the UFC at this point than it is to make a dent in WWE.
Maybe, but I think both are Titanic and there is no denting.
Uh-oh. Wait, Titanic? That's a sinking ship.
Not the Titanic.
Oh.
They are Goliaths. They cannot be slayed. And so I think
the PFL might be the Titanic.
Yeah, maybe. I think the question is more, can anybody ever? Is there ever a world where they don't stumble, where they don't mess it up themselves, that anybody can even be a competitor?
Can I offer this?
The answer is yes.
They own the IP Bellator. Should they change to Bellator?
No.
Does Bellator have more?
Should they change to Bellator? Was that your question?
Yes. Does Bellator have more cachet with the audience? I have a lot of people who I feel like when people talk about MMA, they always say Bellator is number 2, still to this day.
Well, what's the name of it? Combat Registry still got him on there. So
yeah, Combat Registry still got Ryan Bader.
You haven't heard of Combat Registry? I mean, Jesus. One thing I will say, Rick,
like wedding thing.
Yeah, PT.
They have made big inroads in Europe, and I know that's a small market compared to the US, but it's very frustrating for me to have gone to that event with Doumbé v Baki and seen 20,000 people there, and gone to Belfast and seen 8,000 people there, and then kind of go like, how haven't you made something out of this, you know? Like, and that's their fault, that's on them, but they have. I agree with what GC's saying. No one's going to pick the PFL over UFC. I don't know a single person that would. They do have stars that you must watch. As an MMA, if you're an MMA fan, Dakota, Paul, Usman, Edwards has a good fan base as well. Eblin did for a while. They have things there that I feel they can do things with, but to your point, I don't know if it's ever going to be able to get near the UFC, and if it can't get near the UFC, can it survive? Can it be sustainable? That's my question. Like, can it actually survive in this MMA ecosystem with only having these handful of people and only seeming to be able to sell outside of their homeland, which is the US? Like, they don't seem to sell tickets in the US for whatever reason.
My bar has been adjusted. I don't expect anybody to ever compete with the UFC. Can you survive is the question I will continue to ask. And Bellator did not, right? We saw it come and go, and now it's folded into PFL. Can PFL? And I don't know if their hope, to your point, PT, right? They've taken a foothold. They have a thing going in Europe. If their hope is to be the best promotion in European MMA, I think they'd have a shot at that. If their hope is to be a sustainable brand,
focus on that.
I don't think that's possible. It's just you can't compete with the UFC.
I was talking about this with someone yesterday. The European MMA scene kind of feels like pro wrestling in the 1970s, where it's all very territorial but successful as well. Yes. Like, KSW is not necessarily infringing on Octagon's territory, and Octagon isn't infringing on Cage Warriors' territory. Like, everyone's kind of staying to their own territory and having great success doing so. Obviously, in the United States, it's all just the UFC, and PFL owns like that little tiny sliver of any sort of market share, but it's somewhat non-existent. Europe is a very fascinating thing, because here's an organization like the PFL, which you can arguably say pound for pound has better talent than any of those organizations, but not necessarily like the local talent that they're really relying on. If they focused on Europe and everywhere overseas, I wonder what kind of success they would have. Ultimately, though, as we've said a million times, and their first show is coming up in less than 2 weeks, it's a make it or break it year for them. I'm throwing out the Bellator thing. We're dissecting the rankings. They're trying to do something. I don't know if it's too little, too late. I don't know if it's much ado about nothing. I do think not having Francis Ngannou on there is a very telling sign. He was their big fish not that long ago, and now he's not even there. Like, how does it hurt to just throw him on there? Chuck him on there, just for like optics standpoint. Leaving him off of it speaks volumes, in my opinion. Like,
it's crazy.
Leaving him off feels like he's done. He's never going to fight for the PFL again.
Agree.
But it's an indictment. That's your biggest star, right? I'm looking at the pound for pound rankings right now. Is Francis Ngannou a bigger star than everybody on it?
Yes.
Usman, Vadim, Corey Anderson.
Yes.
It's not even particularly close either.
I didn't even look at the list and I said yes, Rick.
And the other thing, we're talking about Europe. Usman Nurmagomedov, Russian. Vadim Nemkov, Russian. Corey Anderson, American. Costello Van Steen is South African. Shamil Musayev, Russian. Johnny Eblin, American. Thad Jean, American. AJ McKee, American. Sergio Pettis, American. Paul Hughes, Irish.
Woo! Woo!
Where's the European
Sorry.
representation? You get all the way down to Paul Hughes. Like, their top stars are not European, and they've taken this foothold in Europe.
Van Steenis is European. No?
Spain, right?
Russia play in the European Cup. They historically have played in the European Cup. Okay.
Point being, like, look,
Just saying.
they're almost splitting the baby here, right? They've got all these stars, but their top stars are not European stars. If you want to be a European promotion, I encourage that. I think they might be able to have success, but then they should really focus on building out the roster with that. You can't be both the global brand and the kind of like European star builder that you have to be. If it's one or the other, and I don't know if the global brand route is a good one.
It's. I will say the Russian guy is very important to the Middle Eastern market, which is where a lot of their money is coming from right now.
Love that.
You know?
Go there.
Yeah, like those events, according to people who've been to them, in Dubai are absolutely huge, and no one else is really going to Dubai because UFC have a deal with Abu Dhabi, they have a deal with Saudi. Like that seems to be their neck of the woods, and it's a big money generator for them. Nurmagomedov name is huge there. I'd say Musayev, Nemkov, all those guys that sell there too. So that's a valuable situation they have there. So I mean, they really need to, like I'd say after the TV deal, which you're saying is so important, Ariel. Striking up another deal with Dubai is probably very, very important, which means signing Usman Nurmagomedov to another deal, which I don't really feel like I feel like he has eyes on taking over from Islam and Habib at that lightweight division in the UFC. I think that's a hugely important thing for them to try and secure.
325 is this weekend, guys, and we're starting to see some promotional material come out. They had a nice little media day. Here's a face-off between Diego Lopez and Alex Volkanovski. And of course, the thing that jumps out at you, and we've seen these guys face off not that long ago, it was about 9 months ago, is the height difference, right? Proved to not be an issue back in April, but it is amazing that these two guys fight in the same weight class. Here they are facing off in front of the world famous Sydney Opera House. There it is. What a scene. Beautiful summertime in Sydney. They had a nice little I don't know, a media gathering of sorts, and I don't want to mischaracterize what this was, but here's Volkanovski dancing, which I thought was fun. Yeah.
It's like they have a cultural ceremony at the start of fight week that they do for a lot of these Anzac events where they invite people.
I love it. I love when they do this. And it's great to see the Australians and the New Zealanders coming together. Yeah, look at that. Look at those moves from Volk. Volk came out with another commercial. Did you guys see that? Another.
No.
Oh yeah, another skit. This
so
time
good.
of him as a farmer. He is so freaking good. As is Dan Hooker. Here's a video from our friend Oscar Willis of Dan Hooker. I guess they gave him some weapons back there, and he was having a grand old time. Take a look at this. Look at this.
Oh fuck.
Any audio? No. Here's Dan. Dan's
Watch
just.
out.
Look at this group, by the way. Quillen Salkield, Bam Bam, Hooker with the freaking spearing Rafael Fiziev. It's like straight out of a movie.
The last person to give weapons to there really should have been Dan Hooker.
That's a nice bone rotation right there. Volk, Hooker, Bam Bam, and Rafael Fiziev. I'm in.
It's amazing, actually. Look at this. Dan's having the time of his life.
Overwhelming urge to chuck it.
You ever thrown a boomerang before?
Yes, great fun.
Oh, I've never thrown one.
Oh, it's great fun. Is it like this, or is that a frisbee?
I would do it wrong.
No, it's like this.
idea.
Yeah,
like this.
I'd fuck it up.
It's actually like
let's
this.
fuck it.
It's a flick of the wrist like this. Dan and BSD met each other. Much different scene than Dan and Arman Tsarukyan, let's say, from a few months ago. It's all love here between these two. Look at these guys showing each
BSD
other.
in the leisure suit.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Down in the Sydney summer. I don't know.
Full
Could get
linens.
hot. Could get hot.
Linens.
Oh, that's linen.
Yeah, I'd say it's linen.
Still feel everyone's wearing
Oh, wait,
shorts.
no, you're right. I think it looks corduroy, actually.
Yeah, it
on
looks a little
closer inspection.
starchy.
Maybe
Yeah.
it helps with the weight cut. You know, little sweating action. Dan is chilling with the shorts, and
I'd say his balls
slides.
are. Yeah. Oof.
what about those balls?
I'd say, like, you know, you're in corduroys in the middle of the Australian summer. I'd say he's got some serious ball soup going. That's what I was going to say.
Have you ever been to Australia, PT?
I have to Melbourne. Lovely climate. Very European, I'd say.
Which
Great
time of
coffee.
the year?
It was December, so I don't know.
Oh, so it was like summertime. December there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. I don't think it's as hot as the other parts of Australia. Basically.
Okay. Were you there for a fight?
I was there for Israel Adesanya v. Robert Whittaker.
That was
Came out in
definitely
France.
not in December. It was in October.
Oh well, then
Yeah.
memory.
You
Not
went
very
there.
good.
Wow. Was that when you were at MMA fighting?
Yeah, it was.
Man,
I think
that was at
when
the Etihad.
Yeah, well, then when was the Abu Dhabi one with Habib? Was that before? The month before?
September.
Yeah. All right, then January would have been. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got my dates muddled up. What are you gonna do?
What happened in January?
I can't remember actually. Which one was Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi was September. when Khabib fought Gaethje? Yeah.
Poirier.
Yeah.
They don't have that calculator brain like you have. When you see.
I just want to know if you've ever been to Australia. That's all.
The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
It's a great, but never Sydney. Sydney way better than Melbourne.
Am I the only one who hasn't been on the team?
Rick's been, right?
Yes,
Rick was there.
yes, they were.
Frankie?
Frankie, you been?
To Australia?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we'll have to go together, man.
Jordan?
That's my number one.
That's your number one? Australia's beautiful.
I think I was supposed to go, and then COVID. Supposed to be in Brazil. Supposed to be in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Stuff.
Really ruined your life.
Australia's tremendous. I'd like to go to New Zealand as well. But they're not that close to each other, actually. I think they're like 5-6 hours by plane, right? You think
It's Lord of the Rings country,
Really, that
isn't it?
far?
New Zealand.
Yeah, it is Lord of the Rings country.
Yeah.
So that must be on the bucket list for UGC.
Oh, it's up there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
up there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of walking.
Lots of walking. Yeah, lots of walking.
Pass.
I think I'm a stepper.
All right, more to come as far as news and notes are concerned, and still to come. Arman Tsarukyan will join us, the man who is on the generational media run. Eddie Hearn in studio in about 30 minutes' time. Stay tuned for that. He has a huge show that he's promoting this Saturday at Madison Square Garden. Big MSG, not the theater, but the Big Daddy, and that's Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, Uncrowned Saturday. Tell you more about that. Very excited about that. That's this Saturday. It's like literally 12 hours of fighting. You can just sit at home and enjoy all the fighting. But we go back to 324 now. One of the big winners on the card was Josh Hokit. He defeated Denzel Freeman via a historic finish. First time that we've ever seen TKO via middle finger. That's what it was. The walk-off middle finger. He was pretty much done with the man, flipped the bird, and walked away and won with 1 second remaining in the very first round. He is kind enough to join us to talk about all of this and more. Here he is, the man himself, Josh Hokit. Hello, Josh. How are you?
It's just Josh today.
Okay.
But I promise I'm so self-conscious. That's why you always see me with at least one of my watches. Rollies and Pashas done drove me crazy. I can't even pronounce anything. Past that for safety.
Okay. I thought.
Ike,
Okay.
the Incredible Hulk is here. Oh, the showstopper, the mountain topper, the panty dropper, Ariel.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. Phenomenal, actually.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Ariel, we gotta stop doing this online stuff.
Yeah.
When are you going to invite me to the studio?
Oh, you're invited anytime, man. Where's home for you right now? Is it Albuquerque?
California.
Okay. Oh man, you should come by. We'd love to have you. You're hard to get. I wanted to have you on yesterday. You turned me down. You said you were under the weather. I'm glad to see that you're okay.
I wasn't feeling good, Ariel, I'll be honest with you.
What is this voice? What is this accent? Are you like half Irish now?
I watched Braveheart yesterday for the first time,
I think that's Scottish.
and now my ancestors are speaking through me, Ariel.
I get it.
Oh, the first alpha male, William Wallace.
Respect. What a legend. By the way, you know what really impressed me about what you did on Saturday? How do you fight and then remember all of that stuff? That to me is very impressive.
Right off the top, Ariel.
Off the dome? That was freestyle?
Freestyle, Ariel.
Oh my.
I used the juices and the warrior spirit And I come up with that on the spot, Ariel.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
I can't.
Ariel, I want you to. I have an invitation for you, Ariel.
Yes, please.
Be part of my empire. Come to the dark side.
In what way? What way? Like, what's the role?
I don't know. We join forces, and whoever's against Ariel is against the Incredible Hulk too. It doesn't matter, male, female, alien. If they disrespect you, Ariel, they disrespect me. I take care of you as your rightful leader, Ariel.
I appreciate that, but I feel like I have to be unbiased. Like I can't be flying too close to the sun, if you know what I mean.
I understand, Ariel, but the offer's on the table.
I appreciate that. Hey, you got a lot of good people who are clearly on your side. I saw Chael tweet about you. Chael's, I think it's Chael, you, and Colby, right? Bad Guy Inc. Hokit. He loves you.
Yes, oh yes, my guy Chell. The best to ever do it, to ever grace the octagon. But now the Incredible Hulk is here to pick up that torch. Oh yeah, Ariel. Wah, wah, wah. Is that a baby?
No, I don't know.
What's this black baby doing? I'm not black. I'm Dominican, Poppy.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you know whose kid this is, Ariel? Waldo Cortez Acosta. He must have dropped it in me bag backstage. That's what he does to his kids. Where's my dad? But don't worry. Michael Chandler will probably adopt him soon.
Oh, gosh. Why you do? Why do you do this? Why do you go that route? Why?
I'm sorry, I had to. It was right there. It was
family.
Right there, Ariel. I had to.
Do you believe? Is there a line? Because I feel like family, kids. I feel like that's the line. I feel like that's one that we shouldn't talk about.
If you're not willing to go too far, you will never go far enough. A wise man once said.
Who said that?
A wise man.
Paul Heyman?
Oh, even wiser than that. The ultimate wise man. The bad guy himself.
Okay. What is that?
It calms me down.
Okay. What is it though? Is it like a piece of tape? What is that?
It's a Joel Sizer.
Oh wow, golly! So you just do that all day?
Yes.
Does it help?
One day. Yes, it's a good pump. It's a good pump in the jaw, and I'm trying to get my face as sexy as yours, Ariel.
I appreciate that.
A nice structure you got, Ariel. I'm trying to be like you.
The way you're rolling those R's is impressive.
My ancestors, they're speaking through me, Ariel. Only on my dad's side. My mom, they haven't spoken to me yet.
Okay.
The Spanish side, just my father's side, the conquering side.
Your father's Scottish?
Oh, we got some Scottish in our blood, some Irish, some British.
Okay.
The winning side, Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, the losing side. The natives, the Aztecs.
I would say they're both equally great. Can I ask about the flipping of the bird? What prompted you to do that?
I was ready to go to the second round.
Yeah.
And the ref just stopped it. I was ready for 3 rounds. You think I didn't want it to stop early. I wanted the fans to get the full Incredible Hulk experience, and the ref took it from me. I was beating him up, and he's tired. I thought I would just see him in the second round, and they stopped it right there.
So you were disappointed that he stopped it?
Well, kind of, but then I got the 100,000 win bonus, so I'm not that unhappy with it.
Hell yeah.
He helped me out a little bit.
Did you get the performance bonus or the finish bonus?
The performance.
Oh, hell yeah. Wow. So you got the 100K.
100K, yes.
That's amazing. Is that more than your purse?
Oh, by far.
Okay. So you're happy about this?
Oh, yes.
Are you mad at him? Like, were you mad at him? Why did you flip him off?
I mean, when the Incredible Hulk steps into the octagon, anybody can get it. That's just the spirit that's in my blood. That's the spirit I have when I step into the octagon.
Did this
The
one?
warrior mentality, mentality.
Did this one feel bigger because it was Paramount Plus? It was the big debut. Did it feel like the stakes were higher? The platform was bigger. Did you feel that?
They all feel the same. Every victory, and it leaves me hungry for more. And I can't wait for the next one. Oh.
Dana White was asked about the post-fight interview, which obviously caused some waves, and he said that he heard about it and isn't a fan. Your response?
He didn't hate it that much. He didn't hate it that much, Ariel.
Yeah.
He still gave me the 100,000.
Yeah.
He couldn't hate it that much.
So that's not going to change your approach. That's not going to deter you from continuing to do this.
Oh, we keep building. We just keep stacking until we just get all the money in the world. And then I just get my lake house and my boat. And then I ride off into the sunset.
Oh,
Ariel,
yeah.
Ariel, you're invited on my boat when I get one.
Thank you. How far away are we from that?
It's the heavyweight division. It's not very fucking deep, you know? Sorry for my cuss word.
No, I get it.
Ariel. For a couple years, I don't know. I might just do this until I can't anymore. Probably till I'm 40 or so. This is the heavyweight division.
No, you're right. I mean, a year ago, Waldo Cortez Acosta was, nowhere to be seen. And now he's probably one fight away from potentially fighting for the belt. You called him out. And so how confident are you that he could potentially be next? Do you feel like he's right there, or do you think you're maybe one or two away and you're just trying to plant the seed?
I mean, I'm just going to keep calling everybody out until they give me one of these matchups. I mean, every matchup's favorable for the Incredible Hulk. And so until they give me him, but it's up to the UFC.
Are you disappointed they didn't post your post-fight interview on their YouTube channel? They usually do that, but for some reason yours didn't make the cut.
Yes, it's interesting, lad.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, soon they will all buy in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to bring in too much numbers, too much money, and they won't be able to deny it anymore, lad. Right, Ariel?
No, for sure.
What do you think, Ariel?
I think probably someone didn't love it. Maybe it was because of the closing statement. I think for the most part, what you did was fine, and I like that stuff. But you took a shot at Brittany Griner for I'm not sure what reason. Why her? Why even mention her? What does she have to do with any of this?
I swear I thought he was a man, and I was just helping him out.
But what's the point? You're not going to fight.
I saw the video of him playing basketball with the shirt off, no scores on the nipple line.
But again, what's the point?
Thought,
why bring that up? Why bring her up in the post? That's. I get what you're trying to do. I get it. I hope we can have this conversation. But that's prime time, mic time for you. Why not use that to further your career? And maybe this is furthering your career in your mind. I don't know. But I'm just curious why in that moment, you could talk about so many things that pertain to MMA, pertain to your career, advance your career, big win. Why even bring her up?
Just fucking spraying everywhere, and everybody could fucking get it, Ariel.
I got you.
Spraying everywhere, Ariel. No one's safe, Ariel. When the Incredible Hulk gets into that octagon and then they give me a mic after. Come on, Ariel.
At the post-fight scrum, you went up there with your manager, and he was helping sort of decipher your message. Who was that?
my guy Jared, my guy J-Rock. Soon everybody will know his fucking name just like mine.
Is he a part of your team? Like, does he help coach you? Is he a training partner? Or is he strictly your manager?
Oh, no, he's a training partner of mine.
Okay.
He has unlimited wisdom when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Now, he seems like a very smart man. I mean, he was doing a good job of sort of translating to the world what you were trying to say.
Exactly. More to come. I'm going to bring him along more now.
Okay. I like that. And
so you'll see more of him.
And you were wearing like a robe. What was that all about?
Thanks for bringing that up. I kind of want to put it on right now. Can I put it on?
Yeah, go ahead. That's the robe that I'm talking about. It's like a little bit
Ariel,
of like a sorcerer.
if you come and join the dark side with me,
oh, here it is.
You'll get one too, Ariel.
Here it is.
I know you like it, Ariel.
Is this the same one?
Oh, it's the same exact one. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Hold on, Ariel.
I got you.
A big sheet of a thing, Ariel. Fucking hell.
Yeah, what? Are those meta glasses? Are those meta glasses?
Fucking hell. No.
You need to
But now, Ariel, with my 100,000, I'm gonna purchase some meta glasses now. They didn't let me walk out with these because they weren't meta.
Ah, that's whack.
Believe that shit.
That's whack. But they're Oakley.
That's what I was saying, Ariel.
You're having a lot of trouble with this robe.
I can't fucking put this fucking sheet on. Fucking hell.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Ariel.
Yes. Oh, that's a look.
Ariel, can you feel the dark side of the forest, Ariel?
I think we're too far away.
That's why I have to go train right now, Ariel.
Oh, wait.
I gotta get stronger, Ariel.
What about? Can I just ask you? I saw. We last time we had you on, you spoke about the Niners and your football career and whatnot. Did you hear that there's like some kind of reporting going on that there's like some like radioactive waves that are injuring all the Niners players? Like they have a historic amount of injuries and it's because of their training facility. Were you subjected to that? Do you have any sort of intel? This is you back in the day.
Fucking who the fuck is that guy?
You look fantastic.
Holy fuck.
Hitting them with the Heisman?
Belly. Look at that fucking belly hanging out, lad. Fucking hell, Ariel. No, the Niners have the same thing.
What?
Fucking wrong with them. That every fucking wussy has. They have a fucking weak heart. That's all I got on that.
Okay, all right. So it's not the radioactive.
Fucking weak mentality is what it is.
All right.
Fucking frail body. Fucking weak ass sport. It's a female of a sport, that is.
When do you want to return?
Fucking next fucking week.
Okay, you're ready to go.
I'm ready to fucking go. And they feel the fucking same energy as me.
Okay. And if it's not Waldo, does anyone else make sense?
Fucking anybody can fucking get it.
Okay.
Ariel. Holy fuck. They're all scared, Ariel. The shout out to fucking Denzel Freeman for taking that fight because 6 other guys rejected it.
For real? Who was the biggest name?
Shout out to for inward, please.
Who rejected it? Like who? Any big names?
Fucking no.
Okay.
We're only fighting for 10 and 10, Ariel. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I got you. 12 and 12. I thought it was 12 and 12. The
12 and 12. It's all the same shit.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
And then you got the 100K.
What can I do it? Fucking 12 and 12.
100K though. That's a nice day at the office. 124.
Fuck, I could go to a fucking steakhouse and not have to check my bank account when I fucking order a fucking nice steak.
I love it. That is huge.
I'll take you out now. I could fucking buy you a steak as well, Ariel.
Flying to the city here. Do you like New York?
I've only been once, lad.
What'd you think?
And I was skating on Times Square. It was a hell of a sight, lad.
It's a great place. So you were here in the wintertime.
Yes, there was when I was wee big, wee
Yes.
wee
Yes.
wee big. Fuck. What the fuck was I saying? Oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck. There was a wrestling tournament at that arena over there. What's the arena called, Ariel? Help me
Madison
out.
Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
The NCAA Wrestling Championship
Oh.
was there.
Yeah.
And I visited New York.
And look at you now. T-Mobile Arena, Paramount Plus,
Ariel.
100K bonus.
Oh,
Killing the
yes.
game.
In a fucking Sith robe, huh?
Yeah.
In a fucking sick Sith robe, huh? Who saw it coming, Ariel?
I don't know.
Fuck.
But you're loving it. Do you have kids, by the way?
No fucking kids.
Okay.
Not
But
that I know of.
married?
Fucking Josh is the Incredible Hulk, fucking wild man.
Okay.
No woman can fucking tie me down, Ariel.
Hell yeah.
She's a nice young lady, Ariel.
Does she like?
She's a nice young lad.
Does she? Okay. Teach his own. Do you like? Does she like this? Does she like this?
Anybody's a lad to me.
Okay,
Ariel.
got it.
Fucking
Does
using
she?
that word.
Does she
Fucking-
like this?
Oh, I'm sure she don't. But fuck it, Ariel.
You do you.
Yes, I gotta do what I gotta do, Ariel.
I feel
Whether
you.
she likes it or not. She likes that 100,000 though, Ariel. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Might buy her a nice fucking bag or something.
Well, congratulations on the win. 8-0 now. 2-0 in the UFC.
Hold on, I got some shit, Ariel. Hold
All
on. No one knew what I meant when I said I could end world hunger, Ariel. Fucking, I gotta destroy this man. I know he's fighting soon.
Oh God. We love him. Bam Bam.
Fucking Incredible Hulk fucking hates everybody though. And anybody can get it. So I gotta destroy this man. And fucking put him on a hunger strike, Ariel.
He's fighting this weekend. Uh-oh.
So the kids,
Oh dear.
the young kids. I'm doing it for the kids, Ariel. I have a good purpose in mind. So they can grow up, Ariel. Small lad, wee lad. Wee,
Yeah.
big lad.
That. Yeah. Okay, so take out Ty, off to Waldo next.
Fucking Ariel, I fucking. You want to see my fucking coffee cup, Ariel? Fucking A.
Let's see it.
Oh, fuck. I need
Is
some
it-
merch like this.
Is it crazy?
I was so upset when Amanda Nunes couldn't fight, Ariel.
Oh.
Because I bought her fucking merch for no reason now. And I feel fucking stupid, Ariel.
I don't even know. How long did you work on all these props? The arts and crafts. It's crazy.
They just kind of fucking present themselves, Ariel. And I just kind of go with the flow. It is what it is, Ariel.
I got you. Was there
Anything else, Ariel?
No, I
Fucking A.
wanted to know from you if there was anything else.
Fucking. Not really, Ariel.
Well, congratulations.
Fucking thank you, Ariel.
That was a big win.
Hey, Ariel,
Great
can I
performance.
come to the studio next time? No,
Yes.
I don't like doing these video chats, Ariel.
know,
This is probably my last video chat.
You're done? You're retiring?
Video chat, Ariel.
That's fine. But I'm happy to have you in studio. But the connection has been good. It's actually.
I love you, Ariel. I fucking love you, lad. Where'd you get that, lad?
Which lad?
Where'd you get that?
What?
That beautiful fucking smile, Ariel.
Oh my God! Now you're rizzing me up.
The most fucking charm that does the fucking most harm, Ariel. Did you forget?
The women's pet and the men's
Yes,
regret.
Ariel.
Yeah.
Yes, that's me now. I fucking
Largest
I'm carrying
arms?
that fucking the biggest arm, Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
That's me now.
Well, you're carrying the torch I'm sure
I'm
Chael and
trying,
Colby
Ariel.
are happy. Just do me one favor. Don't take any script advice from Doug Crosby as well.
Doug Crosby, I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll write that fucking name down. I don't know who that fucking guy is.
Okay, good. For the best. Congratulations. Well done. Great win. Looking forward to what's next for you, my man. Thank you so much. The Incredible Hulk.
Thank you for fucking having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There he is. Josh Hokit joining us. The Incredible Hulk. 8-0 now. 2-0 in the UFC. Ugh. I'm not really sure what to make of all of that. Frank, what'd you make of all of that?
I'm still recovering.
Okay.
I have to say the robe was pretty cool.
I think the robe added a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I think the robe added a little bit. You know, I'm not really sure what to make of it all. He really, you know what? I'll give him this. He really stuck to it, right?
Yeah,
He didn't.
the first 5 minutes I was like, okay, when does it click into just a normal interview?
It never did.
It never did.
Is there something to be said for that?
He committed to the bit.
Yeah. Wonder what the chat is saying.
Oh, they're a little salty.
Hello, chat. How are you? Oh, here they. Whoa, it's going crazy. What is it? Whoa. Okay, I haven't been on the chat, so now it's going
Engagement is good. Engagement is good.
on. Okay, people like it.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said engagement is good. I don't know what the reviews are.
Oh my God, legendary interview legend. Winged Sea versus that guy. Monthly segment. You could start by apologizing to the women who watch this show. Okay, I don't even know what to make of all of that. That was bizarre. Ariel, why? It was awful. This guy's money. Hello, Ariel. That was nuts. Worst interview maybe ever. I don't know what that was. Yeah. My feeling is do it for 2 minutes, go to the real stuff, right? Do it for 2 minutes, go to the real stuff. 25 minutes of that is tough, right?
It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, Terrence. It is tough. It is very tough. Anyway, let us move along now. And, oh, yes, I forgot about that. In a matter of seconds, we're going to be joined by our next guest in studio. Very excited about this one. I have been waiting impatiently, dare I say, as I turn on. It's always a little clunky, this part. He's got a massive show that he is promoting this Saturday in New York City, the Big Garden, not too far from here. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. No big introduction needed. You know this man. He is the head man over at Matchroom. He is the one and only, the inimitable, the often imitated, never duplicated, the great Eddie Hearn is here. Yes, there he is. Hello, Eddie. How are you, sir? It's nice to have you back.
Good to see you.
You're one of our greatest repeat customers.
Am I?
Yes. You love it here. I
Is
feel
that
like
a
this
good
is
thing or a bad thing?
I think
Like,
it's
for
tremendous.
me, I mean, do I give you two? Like,
no,
do I,
not we don't overexpose
get me in
you.
trouble.
What?
Like, I was actually thinking to myself,
here we go.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
This is going to be a
conversation. 'Cause it's like, and it can go one or two ways for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I can play nice, or I can give it to you straight. And my problem is I tend to do.
We prefer that one. The latter.
Yeah. I do tend to do the latter.
You're not going to bite your tongue and stuff. That's not you.
No, I just think it's an interesting time.
Fascinating.
It's I've always had a history of upsetting people, but never being. I don't think ever being personal in those situations. Just responding or giving my opinion, and especially as I got a little bit older. I think maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was a little bit more of a kid, and I was sort of more emotional and a little bit. I've still got a massive ego, but probably not quite what it was. I think I'm a little bit more relaxed now. But I find the whole thing fascinating. I really do. I mean, I think, the boxing business, I was just saying to someone earlier, it's like 90% of the time it doesn't actually work, yet people are always prepared to throw money into the industry and projects and fight nights and operations and fighters. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so crazy that people always emerge with money, and great for fighters. And actually, obviously the big conversation about pay is fascinating. The level of pay that the fighters are receiving, and good luck to them, is actually really not reflective of the draw or the revenue in the event. Like any other business in the world would be a situation where, the balance sheet reflects your costs, and that the costs is a fighter purse, but not in boxing. So there's always someone prepared to come in and lose 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 million on one night. And as a business, it's really interesting because that's what you're up against. So you have to try and keep your head and run a good business whilst also being competitive and wanting to win. And you somehow you've got to meet the two in the middle, and you've got to make decisions as you go on fighters and contracts without worrying about what someone else is doing. You have to be aware of it, but not making emotional decisions that are going to change your EBITDA and your P&L for the year. And at the end of the year, you look at it and go, what happened to our business? Well, Eddie, you lost your head. You said, sign him, keep him, don't let them get him, without actually focusing on the business. So, yeah, it's a really interesting time. Been here before.
Yeah.
And back again. You're always there in boxing. Never a dull moment.
Okay, so this is fascinating. Rick, do you want to do something here? Okay. Just so you don't have to bend over. I don't want to ruin that great posture. Shout out to Kai. You're here, Kai.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah.
You have like a personal workout guru with
2 days. I train twice a day.
I see you.
And food, just trying to.
You have an elbow injury?
Yes.
I'm looking at everything.
We were just laughing about that.
Yeah.
Someone DM'd me on social media, just a random actually, and he was like, Eddie, I love you, but what are those elbow pads? I'm like, they're not elbow pads. I've got a bad elbow. So
I get it.
Yeah.
A million different directions that we could go with just that opening statement. And what I appreciate about you is you're coming in hot. Like I was going to do the thing and be like, Andy Cruz, tough loss. I feel like
I know where you want to get to, so there's no point. We can talk about whatever you want.
Of course, but I appreciate. Of course, that is the biggest topic. Could I get a word on Andy Cruz though?
Yeah.
Do you regret the matchmaking? Was it too much too soon for the young man?
Look, I think we always get criticised for being aggressive with our matchmaking, which I think is a wonderful thing for the sport. And for
criticizing though?
Fight fans. But they're strange. Fight fans are strange people, and I'm one of them, right? So what we do is we moan that we don't see people taking risks, and we moan that we don't see competitive fights. And then when someone takes a risk and tries to shoot for greatness, we go, you shouldn't have done that. You should have built him up a bit more. What built him up in fights that you don't want to see and you moan about? So it's like, the reality is Andy Cruz, one of the greatest amateurs of all time, Olympic gold medalist. And when we went into the professional code, we wanted to move extremely fast. He's 31 years old. I mean, if he was 25 or 26, might have been slightly different. But what we did was we gave him 5 10-round championship fights and 1 12-round fight. Now, that's enough of the championship fights before you take the risk. But what he didn't have was the 5 6-rounders, 2 8-rounders, etc., which, to be honest with you, he didn't really need. Would they have benefited him? Maybe. We all felt as a team, his management, Andy, his training team, that he was ready and he could beat Murataya. What he did was he lost in a very narrow, excellent fight. And I think he come out of that fight and his stock went up in defeat. I think people watched that and went, wow. And I think no one really mentioned before the fight that he was only 6-0. And then afterwards, it's like, he's only 6-0. It's like, well, we knew that going in. But now you're acknowledging that he did really well on such few professional fights. So I think sometimes when you come in and you don't have the benefit of being an American, with a big following from your own city or state, and you're from Cuba, you don't speak English and not many people know you, you have to take more risks to become a star. And I think he can still become a star. I think he'll probably drop to 130. Because he doesn't really make weight. And you saw the main difference for me in that fight was the size of Murataya. I thought Murataya was outstanding, by the way. I enjoyed it. I mean, obviously I was gutted and coming off the back of the Dalton Smith win, and I thought, you know what, we're going to go on a little bit of a roll here. But I sat there and really enjoyed the fight. I thought it was a real high-level fight, and Andy Cruz will be back.
There was a great irony of you guys being in Vegas at the same time as Zuffa Boxing's debut and the UFC 324 showcase debut on Paramount Plus. Total coincidence?
Yeah, total. I mean, I think we booked ours like months ago.
Did you cross paths with those guys in any way, shape, or form?
No, I was actually supposed to. I messaged Dana to meet him on. I think he messaged yesterday to meet yesterday, but I had a flight. We had to get to New York because we had a slot that we could only take off on, and if we didn't make that, who knows when we'd have got here. So I didn't manage to catch up with him, but we were gonna.
You messaged him.
I messaged him on the
First, you were the first one.
Yeah, Saturday. I said, listen, you've had boxing, but if you want to meet, he said, yeah, let's meet.
Wow.
So we were supposed to meet yesterday, but I think things are good. You know,
What prompted you to do that?
I just felt like every time I'm in Vegas, I always reach out to him and meet up, and I just think it's interesting times. Like, I don't know. I just thought I'll message Dana.
Were you surprised he was open?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you don't really know what people are thinking. You know, I mean, sometimes if you focus too much on clickbait and things that are said, then you might just go, "What? I mean, you know," and that's happened a lot in boxing. But maybe part of it was a little bit of an experiment for me to see if he'd want to meet. But Dana's, like I've always said to you, you know, and people like him, don't like him. He's always been very good to me, and he's always been very cordial. But now we're competitors.
Things have changed.
Things have changed, but it doesn't mean we don't have to get on. It doesn't mean that we have to slag each other off. And you won't, like, for every interview where I might say, you know, I think I'm a better promoter than Dana, people don't play the part where I go, I think this guy is a fantastic operator, amazing promoter. The business that he's built is incredible. They just played a bit where I said, I think I'm a better boxing promoter. So, you know, it's a shame we didn't get to catch up, but I'm sure. I think.
What were you hoping to get out of it?
Nothing really.
Okay.
It wasn't tactical. It was just, I just felt like, might be wrong, I think Dana knows we're the best. And I think he's kind of alluded to that in the past. I think he knows we're for real. I think he knows we're a proper business. You know, I think he knows that I'm a
Has he alluded to that? Because all I hear him say is,
no,
you're a politician.
No, this is pre going into boxing.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he knows. I think he knows we're good.
Okay.
But listen, these guys are good. And
you didn't watch? You didn't watch?
I didn't watch because not because I was like, I'm not watching it. I was just in Vegas. I think I was training. I don't have Paramount Plus, and I just and to be honest, these days on social, you can kind of watch along.
There's no part of you that says, "Hey, let me sign up. I'm going to keep tabs on these guys are competition."
But I will. But I'm not saying, "Oh, why would I watch that?" Of course, I will be watching and looking. And I knew a lot of people that went. And I looked at the setup, the press conferences, the weigh-ins, everything. You know, I mean, our team look across that, the Zuffa Boxing's handles, the numbers, you know, everything. So yeah, and I've always, you know, I say it again, I've always learned from those people, and I've always, at times, I've said, you know, openly, we've copied some of the stuff that the UFC have done because they do it very well, and they're a fantastic business on the whole. So I think it's important for our guys to look and keep evolving. And you know, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Did you consider going?
No, I would have gone if I was invited, but I wasn't expecting to be invited. I mean, I wouldn't have necessarily invited me if I was them, but I probably would have gone. Yeah.
Because there was a time in the past you were doing a show. I remember you did an afternoon show-ish, like late afternoon in Vegas, and then you went to the UFC after.
Yeah, other way around actually. That was Canelo Belanga.
Okay, yeah.
And I went to the Sphere first, and then went.
Okay, so, but that time you were invited.
Yeah. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. I'm sure they weren't like, don't let Eddie Hearn in.
Sure.
They probably thought I wouldn't go, to be honest. But yeah,
so from what you saw, what was your takeaway?
Basic. You know, I think, again, I haven't seen, like, I think these guys are long-term players. So everybody's different, right? Like, to the naked eye, it probably lacked ambition. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if you want to come out the gates hot, you want to do a big event with a big crowd and make big noise. But at the same time, I don't think these people are necessarily like that. You know, I think they're looking at a 5-10 year plan for the business, and let's get it rolling, maybe. I mean, if I did a show like that, with that card, in that kind of atmosphere, with the look, and I would be ridiculed for months. But this is a new thing, and it's emerging, and it will, no doubt, it will get better and better and better. The broadcast I haven't really seen. I saw Max Kellerman, and you know, but. Yeah, I think they've got another one on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's actually a better card. It's again a lot of people that not a lot of people No, but it's actually a good card. I think the main event last time, from what I saw and what I've heard, wasn't the most compelling. I think the key is really the storytelling, because if you're going to use the level of fighters that they're using at the moment, you need to kind of explain what they are and what it is. And this is what I talked about with regards to the league, the belts, the governing bodies. Everything's a bit mixed up and in the air. So it's like, and I'm sure they'll get to that eventually, but I said, previously, what are you actually watching? Just 3 fights? What are they, for a championship, or is this part of the league, or is it just 3 fights? And the answer was, no, it's just 3 fights. Oh, right, okay. That's cool. But what are they fighting for? Well, nothing actually. They just fight. It's a 10-round fight. Okay. Because every fight, like if you look at, obviously this Saturday's a unique example. Shakur Stevenson's trying to become a 4-division world champion, one of the, potentially the greatest fighter of our generation if he does that. Teofimo was the undisputed lightweight champion. It's Newark against Brooklyn, right? It's elite against elite. So all of these things you can tell the story of, even on the undercard. Keyshawn Davis comes back from his troubles, defending his, or moving up to 140 pounds. Bruce Carrington, Shushu from Brooklyn, going for his world championship fight. You can tell a story about every fight. And this is just like some stuff bundled together. And Sunday's the same. But they'll get into that. They're a big machine.
It feels like it's almost like a content play at this point. Let's get the kinks, ironed out. Let's get a bunch of content, fill up some dates.
I don't mind that play. Like, I don't think that, look,
it would be unfair to compare them to a well-oiled machine like you guys at this point, right?
But also, let's be honest, they are a well-oiled machine. You can't, these aren't just people who've just, said, let's start in the world of boxing promotions or fight promotions. These are a huge organisation, and the expectancy is always of the levels of the precedents that they've set, which is of fantastic products and fantastic business. And I do think they'll get there. Like, they're not going to be, I say all the time, they're going to be a challenge. They are. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do or where they go.
What did you make of the uniform, the presentation?
But all part of, it's the same principles and the same precedent that they've set before. The whole UFC. You build the brand so that the talent wants to be a part of it. And the talent that they are securing at the moment is actually overjoyed to get a tracksuit in their room. Oh, I've got my Zoffa boxing tracksuit. This is unbelievable. You got to wear that. You got to wear these pants at the weigh-in. You got to do, and it's the same control principle as the UFC. But where the UFC business is so smart is every MMA fighter dreams of fighting for the UFC. So therefore, you got the hook already for these guys. In terms of your recruitment process, what a piece of cake. You can get these guys to sign up to do anything. You give all your rights away, essentially, but you do it for a UFC contract, which is major, and provides you a fantastic opportunity. So I think that a lot of fighters, and I know a lot of fighters that they've offered deals to, and they've come to us, and not with us, but have said, look, could you take a look at it? I say, I think you should do it. Where are you going to get this kind of opportunity? You're struggling to get a fight anywhere. Now you've got, this regular boxing. You'll be matched pretty tough, and if you get beat, you're probably off. But in the meantime, why not? And you get a free tracksuit as well. It's incredible.
And so when you look at it at the Apex and all that stuff and the uniform, do you feel like this is Zuffa boxing, or do you feel like, because on the one hand, I'm like, all right, if it's the Julian Rodriguez's of the world, no disrespect to him, I get it. But then you sign Jaya Pataya. And then Jaya is going to fight at the Apex, apparently, in his debut for them. And so do you have a sense of who they are? Because initially it was like, we're the Contender Series.
Yeah, but you've got to build, like I said, you've got to tell the story of who you are and what you are. The league, which is, I think, the whole principle of the business, what is that and when does it start? But maybe that's for something down the road. I don't know. But I find more, the governing body situation, because a lot of those bigger guys that they make offers to are world champions.
Like Jai.
Jai is a great example.
Were you surprised they signed him?
No, I think it's a must-take deal for Jai. Like, he's had 3 fights in the wilderness in Australia. He's making, he's been making very, very small money. No one really wanted to fight him. So he's got to do something. And I think that was, his last fight was, DAZN turned it down. He was on Stan. Just numbers. like the value.
He wasn't drawing.
No, not really. But Australia's a tough market. It's not Jai. It's just Australia in general is a tough market. And, he's been offered this opportunity. But the interesting part comes where he wants to unify the division.
Mm-hmm.
What matters to Jai is the belts. So you've had the situation where Dana has come out and said, we're not acknowledging any of the belts. They're out. Governing bodies, go away, disappear. But now you're recruiting fighters that are desperate to fight for the belts. So the U-turn's going to be, like when he fights in March, he's going to be, apparently, the move for Jai made sense because they're going to get him the unification fights, apparently. So in March, he will fight, apparently, the WBC world champion in a unification. That's a good move for Jai Alpataya. Now, if they don't get him that fight, it's probably not a good move, but at least he can get some more money. But they have to acknowledge that fight is for the IBF World Championship and the WBC World Championship. And what's going to happen is they're not going to acknowledge it. They don't want them in the building. And there's going to be a big moment where the governing bodies are going to have to make a call to say, hold on, if you're not acknowledging that our World Championship's on the line, if you are not paying the promoter sanction fees for these events, we're not allowing the belt to be on the line. And then the fighters, but I think that's actually what Zuffa probably want. They want the argument where they can, you have to recruit the fighters and then turn them into Zuffa champions, right? So they probably want a situation, perhaps, where there's an argument for Jai and the World Championships, and they say to Jai, look, bin this off. Let's fight for you be the first guy to become the Zuffa boxing world champion. And then you have to have a fight because you're getting good money and then go out there and parade a Zuffa belt around in the ring. And then they hope that it will get the momentum and a Zuffa belt will actually become a thing. Zuffa.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Zuffa.
So, but I'm fascinated more by that than maybe even what plays out because I feel like unless they come out and include the governing bodies, I think the governing bodies will say you can't defend your belt on this platform because they're just not acknowledging or contracting that our belt's on the line. And I think they're going to say to the fighters, you have to do that yourself. We're not dealing with the governing bodies. We're not paying any sanction fees. So if you want the belt on the line, you have to pay it. But what you won't be able to do is come into the ring with the president and sometimes the menial stuff and sometimes a little bit, cheesy if you like, but that's boxing.
Mauricio Suleiman has been one of the loudest sort of dissenters who's pushed back. And so why would he even agree to that? Why would he have his guy fight Jai if he knows? Because the threat is, in my opinion,
but you can't,
take the belt and put it in the garbage, right?
Yeah, but everyone's got to keep their heads here. What the WBC, Maurizio will do what Maurizio wants to do. But in my opinion, what they shouldn't do is just come out, right, if you fight on Zuffa, you're out of the WBC rankings, the belt is vacated, blah, blah. Chill. Let's see what happens. The reality is, Jai Alpataya is supposed to be fighting Michelin for the WBC world title on Zuffa Boxing. Actually, if I'm Maurizio, I'm loving that. I'm going, I thought you weren't doing belts, but you've got a WBC fight. Wait till you see what happens over the next couple of months when that process plays out.
What do you mean?
Well, because they will not acknowledge it, in my opinion. Unless they U-turn completely, next thing Maurizio's in the ring at the Apex with the WBC, they won't allow it, these people.
Right.
They'll say no. So that's a popcorn moment for especially people in the industry, forget fight fans. How is this going to play out? Because if they start not sanctioning those governing bodies, then they've got a little bit of an issue in recruiting bigger name fighters. Because bigger name fighters, especially ones that are in their prime and haven't made their money and they're not as bothered, they want legacy. And they want championship belts. And by the way, I don't always get on with the WBC. I'll always speak my truth to Maurizio. He does the same. Sometimes we argue. One thing I'll tell you is he has been born and raised in the sport. He loves the sport of boxing. And one thing I'll tell you about a WBC championship, that's legacy, all right? Sanction fees, well, we're always going to have the arguments. That is legacy. Look at the names in the sport's history that have worn that belt around their waist. The all-time greats. I mean, it's too many to name. Muhammad Ali, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Holmes. Every great fighter has had that belt. And young fighters, they don't want to fight for a Zuffa belt. Now, maybe when it's established in 5 or 10 years, and maybe that's the plan, and maybe it can work. But maybe I'm a little bit old-fashioned. What I want the governing bodies. I want the belts. I want my fighter, my client, to achieve their legacy. I want them to make as much money as they can. And by the way, when there's revenue in the fight, I want to pay them every cent that they deserve. But I want to see them with belts around their waist. I want them to finish their career and sit in their living room, in their palatial mansion, with WBC, WBA, IBF and WBO belts in their lounge hung up on the wall, like the greats that wore them before. But again, maybe I'm just a hardcore fight fan, and maybe I'm just an old romantic when it comes to the sport of boxing that I love. We've talked about it before. Yeah, do you think we could do a matchroom belt? No, it's naff. I'm going to sit down with a great fighter and say, the thing is, mate, what we're going to do is get rid of your WBC title because we're going to do a matchroom belt. I mean, it's just cringe. I wouldn't even suggest it. But maybe over a period of time you can establish that belt. We'll see.
Did it annoy you that the narrative was Zuffa took Jai from Matchroom?
Yeah, a little bit. Jai hasn't, I mean, look, of course, we've been working with Jai.
Last time you worked with him was when? Like how many fights ago?
Contractually, probably close to a year ago.
Okay.
But we've been working with Mick Francis and Tasman Fighters, and we did a show in January of last year, probably the most we were involved with. And then he did one in June, which we weren't really involved with. And then he did one in December, which was on Stan, and we couldn't be involved with because we're exclusive to DAZN. So,
but people kind of use that.
But that's a good catch for Zuffa. So that's one of the reasons I think they probably signed him. Or an extra reason is, well, it looks like he's gone from Matchroom, but I think it's a great opportunity for Jai. I really do. I think I had either nothing for him or something that probably wasn't the best thing for him to do. And I think this is a great opportunity for him. I just hope they're true to their word of getting him. Like, he can't have any more warm-up fights.
Right.
He's had three warm-up fights last year that unfortunately mean very little. And if they put him in another non-unification fight next, it's not good. So great fighter. I think it's good. I don't know what the money looks like, but it'll be good money, and that's important.
Bam Rodriguez. So I watch all the stuff that you're involved in. You were asked throughout the week about him. Mm-hmm. You were told that he came to you, you matched the offer, all's well, you've got big plans. Mm-hmm. Robert Garcia, manager, trainer, does an interview with Cigar Talk, says, no, we brought one thing, but we have other things. We haven't made a decision. Yeah. Where do we stand with Bam Rodriguez?
Robert needs to obviously understand the legal position of a first last, which I think he's done. And, his best interest, of course, is looking after Bam Rodriguez and himself, of course, and his other fighters. And that's the way that it's played out, is how I explained it. He had an offer from Zuffa, and we matched it. And, the process was adhered to under the contractual terms, and then we move forward. Once essentially they've received that offer and they want to take that offer, or they say, this is a good offer, we present it to you and we match it, we move forward. So
it can't be like, okay, you've matched this one. Now here's one from...
Hang on a minute, 3 months later, I've got another one. Hang on, it
doesn't work that way.
Like that. So
why do you think he said that?
Probably for that reason that I said, and obviously understanding that position.
He was very loud in his praise of Zuffa.
Well, he's got
throughout the week.
I mean, he had 3 fighters on the card last week.
Yeah,
I think he's got another.
Do you think he's trying to push him to go there?
Who knows? I mean, look, ultimately, we've built and developed Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I think we've done an incredible job. I think Jesse's done an amazing job. We love Jesse. We also understand that some people have different kind of loyalty levels and plans to benefit themselves rather than, potentially other fighters. And I think Jesse's a chill guy. Jesse's sitting at home, probably unaware of a huge amount that has been happening over the last few days. And maybe that's his style, But
have you talked to him?
No.
Okay.
No. But we've done our bit, and we expect to move forward. So look, we'll see how it plays out. And of course, we'll respect and protect our contractual position. And yeah, like I said, we got big plans for him, and that's what we expect to happen.
Were you surprised that he got a very good offer from Zuffa?
No, he's a great fighter. I mean, he's a top 5 pound for pound fighter. I know he's a smaller weight class, but it doesn't matter. Look at what he's done. He's incredible. So no, I think and the offer was it was a good offer, and obviously we had to look at ourselves in the mirror and speak to DAZN and say, it's a proper contractual process where you have to go through, and yes, we will, and it's a great opportunity for Jesse financially.
I was wondering if you were alluding to that when you came in. First thing you were talking about is like, hey, you don't want to lose your head at the end of the year.
No, not Bam. No, I mean, but that that process. No, I mean, I think that you just have to make decisions on fighters and shows, of course, with a long-term vision, but also like you're running a business, so you have to make smart decisions, but you also have to build a stable. I mean, we have the biggest stable in boxing globally. It's by far the most, and we have a lot of fighters that are incredibly important, and other fighters that we believe will go on to become incredibly sport. So it's just a case of when a fighter gets to a position, what I'm kind of alluding to is what I said earlier. Sometimes a fighter's purse does not reflect the true value of the revenue that fighter drives and what a balance sheet looks like. And you can keep paying and just keep on losing and not going anywhere. And it's like, and then you get to a situation, you go, this is actually not good for our business here, So, but sometimes you do that to protect your stable or your ego or the business or winning and all that kind of stuff, which I will do and I've done before, but just staying smart in that and concentrating on your product. And we feel like our product is very good.
Is there any part of you that wonders if they'll try to drive the price up on these guys to get you to match, and by doing so hurt you a little bit? They don't really want the guys; they'll take them or leave them.
Yeah, maybe.
But they're going to try to play this.
I think that's been done before. I mean, that's not a new strategy.
Do you think this is happening?
I don't know. I think probably they thought this is the right number that we would be prepared to go to for Bam. And it was like I said, it was a very strong offer. Driving the price up, that kind of, maybe, I don't know, do they want to, if that's the games they want to play, it shows you how bothered they are about.
And I don't know that for sure. I'm wondering if
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. I think they just looked at it. I think they're going to be making loads of offers to loads of fighters because at the moment it's a recruitment process.
Sure. Are there others that they've come after in your stable?
No. I mean, we don't really have many fighters that are at the end of their contract, and if they do, they have a matching right and so forth. And again, a lot of it comes down, we talk about loyalty. It really depends what you're made of as an individual. Some fighters you have a much closer relationship with than others in terms of that loyalty and their career. So in that respect, that bond is stronger. Sometimes the trainer and manager doesn't want you to have that relationship with a fighter because they don't want them to be loyal to you. They just want to be out there making as much money for them and their stable and the fighter and their commission as possible. The fighters that have a bit more about them will appreciate what's been done for them and potentially the relationship that they have with the company, And you can generally count those kind of people on one hand, but they're the people that you die on the hill for, and they're the people that I have died on the hill for. And I have invested all my time and all my emotion and all my energy and backed them at every situation. And they're the ones that you have a special relationship with, and they're the ones that I enjoy the journey with the most. Others, they come and go. And some don't really care about what you've done with them or the route that's been taken or the investment that's been made. And we also have to say, boxing's a short career. You've got to do what's right for you, but it just depends what sort of person you are. Now, you can be as loyal as you want. If the deal's terrible or it's not competitive, sometimes you've got to go. By the way, there should be a conversation that's had in that respect, in my opinion. But like I say, everyone's different. Boxing's boxing, and we'll remain committed to all our fighters. But the ones that are always the most loyal to us, we will stand by them and take any kind of bullet that comes at us as a team. And that's what I love being in the game for. Those kind of people that you can end a career with and sort of meet up, as I do with, many guys now, and go, oh, we had a great time. I'm good. Yeah. How's your new house getting on? Yeah, nice. I've actually, I've started my property portfolio is going really well now. Beautiful. How's your belts on the wall, right? Yeah, lovely. Especially that green and gold one. Doesn't it look beautiful up there?
You said something recently that I disagreed with, and I'll tell you why I disagree with it. I think it was in an interview with Boxing Social. You said, I wonder if there's going to be some sort of UFC fighter revolt because they're going to start to see the purses that the Zuffa boxers are getting, right? And I'm here to tell you, as someone who sort of lives and breathes MMA, there's going to be no UFC fighter revolt. And it's not because it's not warranted, it's because they never revolt. They're the ones who are sitting here staring at a new $1.1 billion a year deal, a year, just in the United States, and they never open their mouths. And I respect and love them all dearly, but there's just too much sort of like scar tissue in that. If you speak up...
What's the control again, isn't it?
So there is going to be no revolt.
Yeah, that surprises me. I mean, look, when we talk about UFC pay and stuff like that, like, the UFC aren't doing anything wrong. That's just their model, which I think is, don't forget, as a business, it's incredible that they can get their talent to fight at those numbers, given the revenue for the show. But that's because they've done an amazing job as a business. So they're not breaking any rules. It's not like that. They don't have to pay these people. They're never going in with a gun to someone's head saying, sign this contract now. The fighter wants to be there. And when we talk about fighter pay, like, they're going to be signing fighters that are making considerably more than the biggest UFC fighters.
Like
stars
Bam
much more than Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje are making.
Yeah,
but
and he's nowhere near the star that they are on a worldwide.
But I just find it fascinating that you can have a situation where you take $11 million on the gate. Now, you talk about the value of a Paramount deal. Who knows what the allocation is to individual events? Is it 40 events?
43.
Okay, so what are you looking at per event? I don't know. Call it 25 million, 30 million, plus endorsements on the night. You're talking about probably around $50 million worth of revenue in the pot for that show on Saturday, which, by the way, is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How much did the main event make?
We don't know.
Educate me.
Maybe if they're lucky, low seven figure, like $1 million.
What a business!
If they're lucky,
What a business!
And I'm being probably generous.
What a business!
Yeah.
You're telling me you're generating $50 million of revenue, and the main event are getting $750 each or $1 million, or subject to what is actually, but all those kind of levels. What a business! Wow. I mean, and by the way, you can say it's terrible, you can say it's unfair, but it's the model, and I can't believe it happens, because I know that every lawyer in boxing, every manager in boxing, and maybe even every trainer, especially under the Muhammad Ali Act, knows exactly how much revenue is in a show. And if you're talking about, again, we're putting numbers out there, but if you're talking about $50 million of revenue and the entire fight card getting $5 million, probably less. You're talking about 10% of your revenue going on to fighter pay. Flip it on boxing, you're talking more like 70 or 80% of your revenue going into fighter pay. And by the way, for some people, 200%, and losing a fortune along the way. So, like you said, wow, what a situation where a fighter like that could be making a quarter of what Bam Rodriguez is making, and they've just sold out the T-Mobile and delivered one of the biggest audiences for a boxing event, for a fight event on Paramount or whatever the press release said. So, listen, good luck to them. But we live in a different sport, and again, Jai Opetaia will be making a lot more money than Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje made at the weekend. Like that. If that doesn't ruffle the feathers of the UFC roster. Like you said, maybe nothing ever will. But
Internally it will, but it will never.
Yeah, but the model's good, isn't it? So, where it means so much to be a UFC fighter. These guys will sign you sign a long-term.
There's no one
contract.
else to sign with. Yeah.
So again, they're not doing anything wrong. I'm not going to sit here and go, it's disgraceful. It's the business model that works. People are happy with it. So good luck to them.
You live and breathe this stuff. I know you do, and I know you pay attention to all of it. When you see Dana's demeanor up there talking about this, like he did this post-fight interview on Friday, and the reporter Heidi Andrel asked him, like, who impressed you the most? And he didn't have a name, and he was stumbling on it, and he just said, everyone impressed me. Like, it just, I could see, when you see this, you're like, okay, do you say bring it on? I can show you, because look, I'm not trying to, as the kids say, glaze you here in front of me, but like you stand up there and you talk about the first fight and you give us the storyline up until the last. That's why I say
so does he when he's talking about MMA and UFC.
He does not.
No?
2008 Dana does that. He doesn't do it anymore. He does not.
All I know.
Does that get you excited? Because you say, okay, let's go. I'm surprised you reached out.
Because I don't, I think it would be not, I don't, we go into war. That's simple. But that's okay. Like, they might not think I'm a threat, and I might think I'm much better than them. It doesn't really matter. But it doesn't have to just be like, we're gonna be talking, and we may do some stuff together, or we may just keep fighting for how long it lasts. But when I see him talk about boxing, I mean, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, he doesn't really know a great deal about the fighters or the sport as it is, but I see a guy that's 100% invested in UFC and not really that invested in boxing, if I'm honest. Because when he's doing in there, and he's sitting in the war room or whatever he is, and he's like, what's up, guys? And I'm listening. I'm engaged. But when you're at a press conference and you've got some notes here, and it's like, we've got a 10-round fight. This guy, like, that's not. I'm thinking, what? I'm not interested. So, and that, sales. It was Emerson who said it's a transfer of emotion, right? So when I'm selling to you, that emotion is what's going to make you buy or become invested in what I'm selling. And if you don't have that emotion and that fire in your heart, it's just not the same. And that's probably what you see. Listen, it might be the same for me if I went into MMA and I was talking about, this guy, we've got a guy on the undercard here. I don't know enough about it. I can't give you the ins and outs of the industry and what's been happening for the last 15 years. And I know every ranking system, every fighter in the rankings, all their records. It's like an encyclopedia. Just probably like he could sit up and talk about a UFC fighter and say, I don't know. Could he go through their career and all that kind of stuff? So I think it's a little bit unfair just to say he just doesn't look like he's bothered or have passion for it. I just don't think it means as much to him as his baby, which is the UFC.
I understand that I'm nitpicking, but like he just watched an event and you're asking him who impressed you the most. If a name doesn't jump out at you, that has nothing to do with history, that has nothing to do with being prepared. It just doesn't feel like, it feels like he's going through the motions, in my opinion. It feels like he's going, in the immediate aftermath of an event, we want to hear from the man. When you're in the ring and you're bigging up Boots Ennis the way in which you do, it comes across as someone who's invested, who's connected, who's into all of this. I don't get that impression. I don't want to make this all about...
He probably sat there and watched it and thought... No, but let's be honest.
You weren't impressed with Callum Walsh?
I didn't watch the fight, but Callum Walsh is a good young fighter. But, there's levels to how far...
Did he remind you of a young Roy Jones?
No, definitely not.
Okay. What about Joe Calzaghe?
As Max said, this is the moment he's been waiting for his whole life for boxing in the Apex.
Since he was a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Since he was a kid.
But I don't think Dana sat there and watched that and thought, wow, this is unbelievable. I think he sat there during Paddy Pimblett and Gaethje and said, this is unbelievable. What a fight. So I know a little bit in that respect how he feels, because sometimes I'm watching something I don't really... And I'll always talk and I'll always, but the levels of passion depend on the excitement of what you feel when you're watching. And I don't believe he watched Callum Walsh against Ocampo and was sitting there going, this is unbelievable. What a fight, what a product, what a night. He probably thought, and he's got a lot on his plate.
Right.
He runs a massive company. So look, I think, again, but this is not, TKO is not and Zuffa's not just Dana White talking. This is a massive.
Of course. There's very
machine.
smart people, and that's why I think
Ari
they will
and
be
these guys who
successful.
they plug it in, and they let the other businesses drive, and but it still always comes down to the product.
Boots Ortiz dead?
No, not dead. I mean, again, like obviously there was a lot said from Ortiz's manager and Golden Boy. I think they're in a lawsuit, and which is not ideal. It also, when it blows up like that, sometimes it actually lets the fight happen, or sometimes it can go the other way. So we're still desperate to make that fight. We want to make the best fights in boxing, and I feel that Boots and Ortiz are the two best at 154 pounds. So we'll see where that goes. Josh Kelly fights Murtalayev this Saturday.
Yep.
I think Josh Kelly's going to beat him. He's already signed to fight Boots, and also, remarkably, on the same night, Xander Zayas fights in a unification fight in Puerto Rico, which no one's even talking about.
On Top Rank Classics.
Is it? Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. But I can't believe it. Xander Zayas, for me,
He's incredible.
he's one of the top stars in the sport. No one even knows he's fighting. So you've got a situation where he's going to be, I believe he wins, but Barasabu's a good fighter. But if he wins, we'd love to make Top Rank an offer to do Xander Zayas against Boots. So we're not limited to what we can do, but we really want that fight. I just feel like,
How long do you wait?
days and a week. Boots is scheduled to fight at the end of March, so we can push to early April. But I'm not having him sitting around. He's ready to go.
What's up with Golden Boy? Are they, is this not happening? Them in DAZN?
I don't know. Look, I think when we talk about promoters, and I know Oscar, isn't everyone's cup of tea always, but I do think he's a good promoter. I mean, I think he's one of the vocal guys. I mean, away from his clap back and all that kind of stuff, which look, still he's driving narrative and driving conversation. I think he's, like outside of Matchroom, which we're always going to rate as number one, tell me the other promotional companies in the US right now that are out there in force, banging the drum, Well,
honestly, it's a bit of a sad state of affairs. Right now, you can make a strong case. It's Zuffa and MVP as far as American-based promotions that are actively putting on events.
Yeah, but then when you look at MVP, who I think do things brilliantly well.
Yeah.
If you look at their stable, obviously take away the female element of that, they don't actually have any significant male champions or stars.
But I'm saying they're actively putting on shows.
When you talk about active
Top Rank's
promoters,
last show.
yeah. Again, MVP pushing, driving, content, everything, smart organisation. Your roster's important, but the Top Rank have got it's the broadcast situation more than anything. The thing that you cannot afford to not have is a broadcast deal. It doesn't matter what fighters you've got. If you don't have a broadcast deal, the whole business breaks down. So, and while you have a broadcast deal, you will always be competitive and dangerous. So, I just think a fascinating, you got obviously TKO, you got Matchroom, you got Top Rank Golden Boy, and then you got Turki Al-Sheikh.
Yes.
Kind of like hovering above everyone.
Okay, so can we talk about that?
Yeah.
The word on the street is that he has had a falling out with Frank Warren, that you're the guy that he's working with and not Frank. Is that accurate?
No, I think that, look, Turki is always going to do, I think he's always going to support the world and ecosystem of boxing, quite frankly. Like, when he was working with Queensberry a lot, we were kind of out. I mean, this was going back to Fury and Ngannou. We weren't, we came in, obviously we did a fight with AJ. We've got a very close relationship with him and Riyadh Season across a multitude of sports. We just did the darts out there, the first ever event in Saudi. We did the snooker. We're promoting the event this weekend on behalf of Ring Magazine. We did Eubank Ben. But it's because that works for Turki, and I think he knows we've got a fantastic operational team. We've done a great job. Madison Square Garden's going to be sold out, but it's still his show. It's Ring's show. I'm not, sort of parading around New York saying, look at my event this weekend. We're doing a job. And this is what I said, and I didn't mean to be disrespectful, when I talked about Crawford Canelo. TKO were the service provider for that event, and it ruffled some feathers. I am, Matchroom, the service provider, the name promoter and the operations behind this event with Seller. And I don't mind saying that. It's a nice gig for us. We've got Amo Williams fighting for the world title. Obviously, we're being paid to do so with our team. So yeah, but that could, we've got to deal with him to promote the upcoming ring events. But that can all, tomorrow he could say, right, everybody off. I'm just going over here with TKO. I don't think so. But
you don't think there'll come a time where he'll make a decision and say, I'm just working with one entity?
No, I don't actually, because I think he always wants, like when he puts cards together, I don't think he ever goes, oh, let's put Matchroom fighters on or let's put PBC fighters on. He works and he knows the business and the fighters now extremely well and inside out. And by the way, what I said earlier about Maurizio Suleiman also applies to Turki Al-Sheikh. Sometimes the perception is, who's this guy from Saudi Arabia ruining our sport? No, he loves the sport of boxing. He wants to make the biggest events, the greatest fights. And therefore, when he puts a card together, that is, obviously a team of people around him, but 99% of that card is Turki Al-Sheikh's decision, everything. And it doesn't matter who they're with. And whilst there's big name fighters with organisations, I don't think he'll work exclusively with one. Maybe in a time he will, but I also think he wants the fluidity to do what he wants and to work with who he wants. And sometimes you'll go through a period where for 3 or 4 months, you don't have any fighters on the card. Then next thing, you're promoting a show and you've got 8 fighters on the card. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I talk about, there's no not loyalty, because I actually think he's a man of his word, but there's no preference, really. It's like whatever suits what they're trying to do. So I get people say to me all the time, oh, do you think he's just like lining you up here, like, walking you down the path, and then he's going to, if he is, good luck to him. We've done extremely well out of Riyadh season and ring events. We've had amazing opportunities for our fighters. We've made a lot of money. We've loved working across them. So if we get to a stage where we're 6 months' time or 12 months' time, and he says, oh, I'm not working with any promoters anymore, I'm all in on TKO, I'll go, thanks for everything, mate. Good luck. That's it. By the way, AJ's going to fight Tyson Fury somewhere. And like I say, it's the talent that you have is really dependent on the conversations.
Has there been any change in the amount of money they're interested in investing? That's been another thing that
I think there always will be. I think.
Has it gone down?
I don't say it's necessarily gone down. I just think it's become better oiled and it's become smarter.
Okay.
In the past, I would sit there with Turki sometimes and he would put a fight card together. Like there's been some that he's done, and particularly Bivol Beterbiev, and I'm like, you've got 3 fights too many on here. Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it? People will love it. I'm like, no, they will love it. I said, but you could wipe 10 million off the bottom line by not putting those fights on. I mean, some of them aren't even on the main broadcast. Right. Yeah, but I think this is a great card. And that's his enthusiasm and his passion for the sport of boxing. That's why I really like him, because he does care, and he's a sharp cookie. So, but I think just as the business has evolved, it has become just that, more of a business, where you are actually looking at your costs and expenditure and the potential gate revenue, and actually looking at the P&L as you go and before you start, rather than just, these are the fights, and then at the end of it, how did we get on? Not good. Right? You need to make sure, and I think that's probably one of the reasons, because I think we do that better than anyone. One of the reasons he likes working with us, and Frank Smith is, he's the boss of that in that respect, and Sella and Frank and the team, they like working together, because sometimes at the end of it, it's either not too spiteful or you knew it was going to be spiteful, rather than at the end going, how did it all play out? And like anything, I mean, you remember when PBC started? And then as the weeks went on, the lighting, light bulbs kept coming out, and that. But by the way, same with DAZN. When we started, it was crash, bang, wallop, make this, and then as you learn, as you take a position in the market, as you start to understand, you just refine the business and actually try and get it right. And that's probably the same with Zuffa to start with. I think they'll be making a lot of signings that actually there isn't any value, or they're well overpaying, but that will be refined as they go.
Last week, I spoke to a gentleman named Ed Pereira of IVB Boxing. What do you make of these plans and everything they're rolling out with? You've heard of him, right?
Yeah, I met him actually in New York many months ago.
He said he helped put on, I guess from a
permit,
a permit standpoint, Mark. The Times Square event he's worked, and now he's gone on his own. 140,000 he's targeting in San Francisco, but he's not a promoter, and he wants to work with everyone. I just don't know how you pull this off. It seems they don't have.
I don't know. It seemed like a nice chap when I met him. I don't really know the background or the history, the investment. Is it YouTube? Is it on YouTube or?
He says it's YouTube, but I'm having a hard time deciphering. My show's on YouTube right now. I don't have a deal with YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyone can put on a show. You can put your prelims on YouTube.
I don't know.
Is this a real broadcast deal, or is it just them putting it on there?
I don't know. I mean, as I said in boxing, it's just wild that anyone can come in, and like I said, Ed seems like a bright guy. I don't know him well enough, but good luck to him. It's palatial plans.
He says he wants to put on 12 iconic events, but he doesn't have the fighters, and he wants to work with the promoters. And so, has he reached out to you?
Not in terms of the fighters.
And why would you do that? Why would you say?
Well, only if it's a great opportunity for the fighter, and don't forget. Our fighters are exclusive to DAZN.
Right.
So every time there's an opportunity to fight on another platform, we have to have that conversation with DAZN. And one of the reasons that I have a long-term commitment with them is because of the fluidity, if you like, to understand that process and how good they've been during that process. Jake Paul was a great example. Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano, another great example where I would go into bat for the fighter and say, I'm really sorry, guys. We have to take this opportunity, and I don't want to fall out, but I can't allow this opportunity. And we have a conversation, and sometimes they say no, and sometimes we have to find a solution, but we get there. Do you know what I mean? And this is another broadcaster or platform, so it'd be very difficult for me to start signing fighters to fight on one of those events when we have our own plans for our 30 odd shows a year.
I remember the last time we spoke at the end of the year, it was the Monday after AJ Jake Paul. And then I remember shortly thereafter, it was the holidays, I went on vacation, and I couldn't believe, I could not believe how my feed was just all about Anthony Joshua as this, the sex symbol. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And I was actually so happy for him. He was so great that week. I was like, wow, I just love that America has finally figured out who this guy is and fallen in love with him. And then I couldn't believe what happened. And I'll never forget that, seeing those early reports. And I actually thought of you, and I thought of reaching out. I didn't want to bother you. That's your good friend. That's not just your. And so could you, if possible, can you take me through that day? And I know the two young men who passed away, and I can't imagine. And they were right there in the ring. They've been by his side. How was that day for you? How did you react?
I was away, actually. I was on holiday. And I woke up. I was on East Coast time. And I woke up, I don't know, 9 a.m. or whatever it was. And a guy called Riyadh from the Daily Mail, who's a very senior reporter who whenever I get a call from Riyadh, generally I actually don't like it because he likes those, not those kind of stories, but breaking sort of really interesting, and I thought, but I always pick it up because it's, I said, hey Riyadh, he said, hi Eddie, sorry to bother you. I just wondered if you've got a word on AJ's crash. And I said, what do you mean? He said, oh, don't worry, he's okay, but it looks like, a couple of members in the car have passed away and lost their life. And, I didn't know who he was with at the time, or particularly in the car. And obviously for me, it's like, how's AJ? Like what, so I tried to call him, and, obviously he didn't have his phone. I didn't know at the time. And then sort of over the coming hours particularly, but minutes, we found out that Cena and Lats were traveling with him. And then it's just, you just pray that it's not them. So we found out soon after that it was them. And, it was just devastating because those guys are full of energy, full of life. I mean, Cena was the real lieutenant and general of fight camp, especially the last camp. He was a guy that was so loyal to AJ, like you can't even imagine. And Lats, this is a guy, I think AJ knew him since he was 18 or 16. So they grew up together. 3 or 4 months ago, we were in Dubai. I was staying with them. He lived with Cena and Lats.
Wow.
And Lats was just talking like that. And, you know, they're always talking about the future and plans they had and dreams they had. And, you know, it was just completely devastating. And for him, obviously, you know, at that stage, you're thinking about the families and then, you know, you're thinking about Anthony and obviously what he's been through. Firstly, the physical trauma and injuries that he sustained in the accident. And secondly, the emotional trauma that is inevitable in a situation like that. So I was with him last week. You know, he's a remarkable man of strength. Like, you know, I don't know, you know, we were in the same house that he lived with those guys. And, you know, even I'm sitting there thinking, God, I just remember like a few months ago, we were all sitting at that table just talking about life and, you know, joking. And like you said, it was weird because after the Jake Paul fight, he was in such a high. Like, it was like last year was painful for him, you know, like coming off the defeat to Dubois. And then, you know, yeah, it's just seeing him so happy after the Jake Paul fight, and then that happens, and it's like, you know, just devastating. And now you just want to show him strength, and he will show that strength, right? Because he's that kind of guy. You know, I'm fighting for my brothers, but how can it not, you know, like, it's just, and like I said, his strength is incredible. And he's training, you know, with his injuries, and like, he's focused, and, you know, he's an inspiration. He really is. And like, that's life. You know, I always say this too shall pass. I think it's one of the great sayings. And people think that saying is like, when you're having a bad time, this too shall pass. But actually it's reflective on both sides of the fence. And I always think about it like when you go through, even for me, more like in business, where it's like you go on a hot run and it's like, yeah, I always say to myself, this too shall pass. Mm-hmm. And then you go on a bad run. And then I say to myself, this too shall pass. And it's like life has a way of doing that to you. But the way that this happened and the way that it did this just almost seems like unfair, particularly for those two and their families. So yeah, it's, you know, I've not really talked about it in length like that. And you know, I'm very proud of him. And I think boxing is a massive part of his life. And so is training. And it almost feels like being with him recently, it's like that kind of, you know, boxing saved him. And it will probably save him again, you know, that training, that regime. And I think he will fight on. I do. And I think he'll do it in their honor, you know, but it's not going to be easy.
How is he doing? How would you assess?
I think, you know, I mean, again, AJ is like an inspiration, like he's such a positive human being, but it's so difficult to be positive. And, you know, when I was with him last week, you know, he talked non-stop about those guys. You know, if you follow him on social, he uses his Snapchat. It's more like his kind of thing rather than the more.
People were worried about his snaps recently because he was talking about God and stuff.
But AJ is a man of faith. But this is pre, you know, and he's also, you know, a man of like, he loves gathering information. So don't forget that, you know, Lats was, you know, a devout Muslim, and they would talk all the time. I think there's pictures once of AJ going to the mosque, and, you know, he would like to learn about everything. So I don't think it's necessarily about religion for him, but, you know, if you follow him, you know, you see now he's posting like the memories that those guys had. It was just incredible, and the energy. Like, you would literally, Ariel, walk into the room, and it's like and AJ's one of those guys where his energy is unbelievable. Like, whenever I'm around him, I feel motivated, pumped, happy. Do you know what I mean? He has that way of doing that, and so did those guys. So you'd walk into that house, like, you know, when I stayed with them, and it's just like, and they're all like, yo, like, and their energy is unbelievable, and that's not there anymore, you know? So I guess what you have to draw on is the memories, the experience, and, you know, operating and functioning in their name. And I know AJ's, you know, his big focus will be to take care of the people around them, you know, and to always remember them. So, you know, when you say, how's AJ? He's okay, you know. He's training hard, And that's the principal focus for him. Get back. You know, right now boxing's kind of in the background. You know, everybody's coming to me. You know, what's the plan? You know, don't ask me about the plan. The plan comes from him when he's ready. What he's doing at the moment is he's getting over his injuries, and he's trying to prepare himself probably for the time where he may return to a training camp, and that's it. Because at times like this, you really need something to focus on. That's the key for me, is you need to be busy and you need to be focused. We're not busy in training camp. We're not busy on a fight. We're busy training, recovering, you know, and taking care of business. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks and months. But
physically, will he make a recovery?
Yeah.
Again, it was a scary scene. Seeing all that play out.
I mean, thank God he had his seatbelt on. You know, I mean, but in doing that, obviously came some injuries as well. They're not injuries that are going to affect him long term in his career, but they're injuries that will take time.
Is he pursuing anything? Is there anything to pursue as far as legally? Like, we still don't really know how. Was it just a human error?
I don't know. I mean, I believe there's a case going on in Nigeria at the moment. You know, I think he will talk more about that, and I think that's in kind of in process of him to talk, because you know he talked. You know, obviously there's lots of events to go to, and he's not. I don't think he's overly in the mood for that. But you know that when you go, every question under the sun's coming at you. So I think he'll want to address that at some stage.
Okay, I'll let you go in a moment, but I did want to ask about Katie. She did an interview recently in Ireland, and for the first time, you know, I've been listening to her for a long time, and I know you ask her about retirement, she does not like it. I heard her say, this is the last year, and I'd like to end it at Croke Park and all this stuff. I'm sure you've seen the comments as well. So what does that mean? Does that mean one more fight? I've never heard her say this is the last year.
I don't think, you know, at the moment, I still feel like it's going to take something special to get her back in the ring. Do you know what I mean?
So it could be it.
I mean, I think she'll fight again, but at the same time, I don't think she's just going to go, I'll just take a defence of my title at the 3 Arena in Dublin. You know, there's a couple of things she hasn't done. One is Croke Park and one is Las Vegas, right? Croke Park, for me, you know, it's like one of them things, a bit like AJ Fury, where it's like kind of like when you're done, you'd always go, you know, because I know she fills that place up, and you know, it's got to be a big fight. It doesn't have to be, you know, there are a few fights that might work, but again, I don't feel like we could just go there and fight someone from the top 15. It's a big arena. However, she is one of the greatest stars that you know, Ireland has ever produced, and is an absolute icon, and is loved by the entire nation. So she could probably fight, you know, you, and actually it might be a big fighter, you know, and fill up the place.
Sure.
You know, you wouldn't win, by the way.
Absolutely not.
No. So yeah, I think we'll see what's next. But she's also, you know, she's living a great life. She'll be in New York at the weekend, but she's a fighter, you know, and she's probably coming off one of her best performances, ironically, you know, in the last Serrano fight in terms of game plan, everything. So,
are there any talks with Croke at the moment?
Kind of like in the background, but there's been no approach of an opponent, like, or a date or anything like that. But
if Holly would have won, maybe that would have been the one, right?
I think so. And I watched that fight, you know, because I was messaging Brian Peters, our manager, and I think he obviously thought about a potential Holly Holm fight. And I actually said before, I don't think, you know, I think Stephanie Hand wins this fight. I think she's a good, accomplished, experienced fighter. And she did, but it was a bit of a messy result. I think they're talking about running that back, actually, MVP. So we'll see.
Okay. Last one for you. For the longest time, I remember you versus Leonard Ellerby, you coming to America, all that stuff, right? And you were kind of the young whippersnapper, right? Coming over to America and proving that you could be. I remember that press conference when you announced the DAZN deal at 15:15 in Broadway. It was you and Bellator had a press conference at the same time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And that was, to me, like, that was like Eddie Hearn's sort of big American unveiling and all that stuff. You're in a much different position now. Is this the greatest threat to Matchroom right now? The state that we're in now with these guys coming in, you know, you said it very well. You know, Zuffa boxing isn't what we saw on Saturday or Friday. You know that, you know, they're talking about Usyk. Is right now your greatest threat Is this your greatest battle? Not you trying to take down the old guard, but you being here and these guys coming very quickly here.
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
No, because my greatest battle was the people that I know will... Can we swear on the show?
Absolutely.
Try and fuck me 24/7. And my greatest ever battle and my greatest ever education was against Frank Warren. Because that was over a decade of fighting, infighting, pressure, agenda, politics, fuckery. And that was the greatest education of my career, coming through the other side and battling that period. And what that enabled me to do was do exactly the same thing. Like, we never get any credit, really, particularly in America, right? If you think about it, I came to America as a British promoter. No other British promoter has ever done that with a big TV deal. And we came, 6 years ago, right? And everybody said, oh, they're not, I'm still here, and I'm sorry, we are number one in America right now. We are. Like, we're the one with the significant TV deal. We're the one with the strongest stable. We're the one that are filling arenas. We are promotionally the best out there, but we don't get that credit. So that's a British promoter coming in to do that. But I've ridden all those waves. You talk about Leonard Ellaby. He was the guy that was, I'd say hate him, but where is he? We came in, Bob Arum gave it to me both barrels. Where is he? Me and Oscar have had our fights over the year. He's still going. It's competitive, but kind of like a little bit more joint, with the same broadcaster and stuff like that. Al Heyman never let me make a fight, ever. Heyman blocked me for years trying to make fights and try and make progress in the sport. Does he even have a TV deal anymore? So when you've been through those, this is a different kind of battle. This is the most powerful organisation we've battled. But I always back myself in boxing. Now, could I come out and start a wrestling league and take these guys on? No. Could I come out, which I've looked at before, and get into MMA? Not really. And take these guys on? Not really. But through all the process of my career, I've had those running battles. And this is another battle. But the battles are what's made it so enjoyable and exciting and memorable. And that's what I live and breathe for. So in that respect, I can't fucking wait to see how it all unfolds. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And it's probably what they're thinking as well. You may find, Jai Opetaia, but you may find one other fighter goes, or something like this. Oh, whoa, the pendulum's swinging. See that pendulum? It goes like this, right? Every 3 months. It wasn't so long ago, we couldn't get a win. Then we can't stop winning, right? It wasn't so long ago, Anthony Joshua was completely finished. Then he beats Jake Paul on Netflix. He's the biggest star in the sport. It's like, you just got to stay with it and you got to stay consistent. So I don't see it as a battle yet. I know the battle's coming, but it hasn't really started. It has started, but not to a level that's ruffling any feathers or changing my resting heart rate. But I think it will. I think it will. And it'll be fucking great. And you know that every moment that my eyes are open, I'm working. And even when I'm asleep, I'm still fucking working. I ain't laying down. I ain't going nowhere. Just like the other people that are coming before, we'll turf him out. I'm going nowhere. So, we'll see. But it's what life's about. Competitiveness. Every day you got to get up and you got to play to win. You got to fight to win. And that's why I think we've achieved what we've achieved. And, like I said, different challenge in terms of the size of the organisation and the brightness of the people. I mean, look, Mark Shapiro, Nick Khan's an incredibly bright guy, and these are all people. I don't know how they feel about me. Maybe they think I'm a prat. Maybe they think I'm really good. I don't give a monkeys. Do you know what I mean? But we're here, and we will be a danger, and we will be a threat, and we will be a force, despite who is in the game. and we'll battle every day.
What a way to end it. Thank you, Eddie. All the best to you. Big show this weekend. Big arena. The big arena, not the theater next door, the big one. Who would have thought back in 2019 this man would be promoting an event headlined by Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, but most importantly, Big Baby Miller on the card as well.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought that.
You know, what a crazy turn of events. It's this Saturday at MSG. There's the face-off. Much more to come. It begins at 6 p.m. What a huge day that will be for the sport of boxing, and a huge day for combat sports as well, UFC 325 at the same time. So a little head-to-head action with the UFC on Saturday. I love it. That's Eddie Hearn. We'll take a quick break. Arman Tsarukyan coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Let us say hello to one of the greatest fighters of all time, the former UFC light heavyweight and heavyweight champion, your friend and mine, the voice of the UFC. Is he actually here? There he is. Wow.
Yeah,
there he is.
You know it is.
Wow.
You know it is.
I can't believe
That's
this.
Crazy.
The feeling that I get when I see you. It's so crazy, the feeling that I get.
It's crazy work. This dude right here. Oh my God.
It's so crazy. The work that I have to put into to book you on this show, it's really crazy. I'm not going to lie.
I'm working, man. I'm busy. I be working and you don't be calling. You really don't act like you just be calling me all the time asking me to do your show, because you don't.
Wow. Do you know what the history is, by the way? By the way, you know what? I want to save the history. I would be remiss, DC, because
Don't do that.
It is such a big deal. I can't believe that you're actually on the show today, because there usually aren't holidays, but you're actually on the show. The stars have aligned for us today, DC. I do want to wish you a very happy Feast of Ass Day. It's actually Feast of Ass. Now, the guys think that I think it's about the donkeys. It's Feast of Ass. What do you think of when you think of
ass?
Yes.
Feast of Ass?
It's actually Feast of Ass. It's actually.
Bro, what?
I can't believe it. It's a big day. I looked it up.
Get off the screen. Get off the screen.
It's Happy Feast. I looked it up, by the way. The feast represents a Christian adaptation to the pagan feast Servulis, integrating with donkey. Basically, what would happen, a girl and a child on a donkey would be led through the town to church, where the donkey would stand beside the altar during the sermon. So I feel like you were thinking of a dirty thing, but it's actually
I didn't even see the donkey at first. But why the donkey got his ass towards the camera? Like, why is the donkey's ass? Like, what?
I was unclear. By the way, happy National Pastrami Day. You've had a pastrami sandwich, right?
I have. They're pretty good, but Feast of Ass Day, nothing ever will pass. You can't start with Feast of Ass and think that anything is going to hit again.
You know, I've never had a pastrami sandwich with you. I have had a pastrami sandwich with my other, brother, Mr. Rampage Jackson. That's back at the Katz's Delicatessen in Lower Manhattan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Feast of Ass Day. I'm still thinking that there's no way, nothing's ever going to get me again after that.
I've noticed, though, you have slimmed down. I've noticed you slimmed down. I've noticed you've dropped a couple of lbs. So I would imagine you partake in National Take the Stairs Day. You're skipping the elevator.
Don't actually. I get made fun of every day because I just take the elevator everywhere.
Really?
Yo, hey, at the Apex, you've never been, I don't think.
Wow,
Apex,
that's crazy.
Listen, at the Apex area, there's a side of stairs and there's an elevator. One flight, I take the elevator every time. I wait for the elevator while everybody else walks the stairs. And I'm like usually behind them, but I still would much rather take that elevator.
By the way, I do want to correct you. It's not called the Metapex.
It's the Metapex. Yeah. Big time.
No, actually, it's actually called
the Meta Apex. Yeah, but the Meta Apex.
I took it one step further because I'm such a great marketing mind. Metapex sounds way cooler.
No, it's called the Meta Apex. Get it right.
Yeah, no.
Get it right.
You don't think, like, one of those shows that you do in front of 6 people, can you call it the Metapex at the top?
No.
Okay.
6 people. we don't do shows in front of 6 people. We'll get out of here.
I know that, life's going great for you. Organize Your Home Day. Today is National Organize Your Home Day. So in case you needed a reminder to put everything in its proper place, that is today.
I just had that done.
Yep.
My home is in my home has been organized over the Christmas holidays. Everything's great, bro. I'll show you. Hold on a second.
Please. What, you had a professional come?
Oh yeah. Bro.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Hold on. All right, I'm gonna walk into. Let's walk into the garage.
Oh, can't wait. I love this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, hold on.
Oh no, the Wi-Fi.
How do I flip the camera?
Oh wow, look at. Oh
wait, King. Hey, why is it like that? Why am I blurred?
Yeah, why'd you do that? Are you hiding something?
No. Look. Can you see? Look.
It's blurry. All right, back on the program. That was my conversation with Daniel Cormier last week. Great stuff. It's up on the channel right now. Where's this thing hanging down? Yeah. In a matter of moments, we are going to be joined by Arman Tsarukyan, who is the uncrowned champion at 155, the uncrowned interim champion, or maybe the undisputed, who the hell knows, but he should be the number one contender at the very least. He is not at the moment. He was in our studio not that long ago, and that kind of kicked off a generational media run for him, but a lot has happened since then. So we'll talk to him about all of that. Stay tuned for that. Few notes. Eddie Hearn was tremendous, as always. What a story. This is going to be no better time to cover the sport of boxing and combat sports in general. That's why I'm so proud of what we're doing here at Uncrowned. We're the last of a dying breed, my friends. Truly, we are the last of a dying breed. There are no media members and outlets left that are doing what we are doing. We are the last of a dying breed. And so I say this not to beg you for support, but to thank you for your support, because we will continue to be the last of a dying breed, and we aren't going anywhere. And I'm so proud of what we're doing with no promotional ties, with no bias, with no, issues as far as objectivity or anything like that going on. We are the last of a dying breed. And I'm very, very proud. And I'm very proud of everything that is happening here on this show, in the studio, with the other shows, on the .com site, everything we are doing. Please believe me when I say we are the last of a dying breed. I will tell you that on Saturday, it's the second annual Uncrowned Saturday. And this is going to be an incredible time, because it's quite frankly, if my math is correct, Royal Rumble will start at 2 p.m. on ESPN Unlimited here in the United States. It will go till 6. UFC starts at 5. The pay-per-view, the boxing pay-per-view starts at 6. The first fight is at 6. So basically that will probably go, UFC will go till like 12. The boxing will probably go to that as well. There's a 10 to 12 hour stretch of time where it's going to be wall to wall, plus the Josh Kellys of the world and whatnot. And so it's Uncrowned Saturday, beginning at 2 p.m. in earnest with WWE Royal Rumble, which then rolls into UFC 325 live from Sydney on Paramount Plus, which then coincides with Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson at Madison Square Garden here in New York City on DAZN pay-per-view. What a time. It is going to be amazing. And we're going to be the only outlet on the planet that is covering every single one of those events with the same professionalism, with the same ethics, with the same type of standards from event to event to event. We are not treating one more important than the other, giving one more attention than the other, every single one. And they're all mega events. Royal Rumble is the second biggest event of the year for WWE. At worst, third, if you want to count SummerSlam as number 2 now that it's a 2-night event. But for the longest time, it's the beginning of the road to WrestleMania. 325 is gigantic. It's Diego Lopez trying to take down Alex Volkanovski in his home country of Sydney. And Shakur versus Teofimo is it's a fight fan's dream. It's a fight fan's dream fight. And oh, by the way, that card is stacked. Keyshawn Davis returning. Shushu Carrington returning. Ammo Williams on the card as well. That is a stacked card at Madison Square Garden. So I am psyched. I can't wait. It's a great time. I'll be back on Monday, by the way. I'll be back on Monday. And then I'm off to Italy on Tuesday. But have no fear. While I'm away, you'll still hear from me. You'll still see me. Boys in the Back will be holding down the fort here. We'll have a couple of uncrowned films for you. We'll have an MMA beat next week as well. We'll have a classic interview show. There's not going to be one day that we are going to miss. Crack, obviously, on Fridays. PT will weigh in on the Boys in the Back shows as well. So we're not going to miss a beat. We're not going anywhere. Please believe we will cover everything. Watch parties, post shows, all that stuff and more. I wanted to update you on a story that we talked about yesterday regarding Michael Johnson and Alex Hernandez. We have yet to hear an official, other than what Dana White said, which is pretty damn official, but they came out with the statement, and that was that Dana White confirmed that the reason why the fight was scrapped just hours before the event was due to this, betting irregularity issue that has popped up time and again, most notably with the Darrick Minner fight a few years back, and very recently with the Isaac Dalgarian story. I did reach out to Hernandez and his team, and I've not heard back yet. I did reach out to Michael Johnson and his team and have heard back. And so I want to read a statement from Dave Martin, the manager for one Michael Johnson. And here's the quote. "We were obviously disappointed by the cancellation, as Michael had an outstanding training camp and was fully prepared to compete. That said, we understand and respect the UFC's responsibility to protect the integrity of the sport. In today's environment, particularly with the growth of regulated sports betting and heightened scrutiny across professional sports, these matters have to be taken seriously. We appreciate the open communication from the UFC throughout the process, and our focus now is working with them to have Michael rebooked as soon as possible." So that is from Dave Martin. I appreciate him giving us that exclusively. I appreciate him saying anything, and obviously we know the reason for it. And hopefully he gets rebooked. Hopefully Alex Hernandez gets rebooked, but hopefully they find out what happened, what went wrong here. If I'm getting this correctly, Hernandez went from a dog to a favorite in a short amount of time. Did I get that right, GC? Dog to a favorite in a short amount of time?
Michael Johnson went from being a dog to essentially coin flip odds.
Okay. And yeah, it was a very short amount of time, and there were a lot of questions surrounding it. So UFC, in my opinion, did the right thing, as I said yesterday. Pull the plug. Don't let the fight play out. Don't let any black marks, black eyes get onto the sport like what happened, back in November, and figure out what is going on and how they can stop this. Did get an update on Rose Namajunas. Rose Namajunas is out of surgery and is doing well and is now, facing 3 months with a tube in her eyelid and can't sneeze, can't blow her nose for the next 3 months, which is obviously going to be extremely challenging for her. But happy to hear that she is in good spirits, that it has come and gone. It was a success, and she can begin her road back to 100%. Yesterday, we talked about the Paramount Plus numbers, the streaming numbers. Everyone seems to be happy. Everyone seems to be excited. Everyone seems to be hopeful of growth and whatnot. I did see an interesting tweet from Nikisa Badarian, who, of course, is the co-founder of MVP and was once the CFO of the UFC. Incredible numbers when you take into account Fox 1, a broadcast network, was basically a pay-per-view level card and was almost the same average viewership. Of course, had the main event lasted longer than 64 seconds, the gap would be a little bit larger, but that's a broadcast channel. What a fantastic start. So he was giving props to the fact that this did around the same type of numbers as UFC on Fox 1, which was on Big Fox, which was back in November of 2011. And it was a fight between Cain Velasquez and Junior Dos Santos, which lasted just a little over 60 seconds. Had it gone on longer, as he points out, it probably would have been a bigger number. But it seems like everyone's pretty happy with this. I saw some people comparing it to the Netflix numbers, which I guess is a fair comparison to make, and nowhere near those numbers. Nowhere near Crawford Canelo, nowhere near Jake Tyson, Jake AJ, a little closer to Katie Amanda 3. Whether that's fair or not, Paramount Plus is America and other territories in the world, but it's not worldwide. The Netflix numbers are worldwide. I think it's going to be a really interesting thing to follow, and for the first time in a long time, hopefully we'll get these numbers consistently. I think it's very interesting and important to get the numbers consistently, and we want to. Okay, so this almost 6 million number, How much of it was Patty? How much of it was the debut? How much of it was the stack card? What does Volk get? Does Volk get that much more, that much less, on par? What does the BMF, like, this is all very interesting and stuff that we haven't really been subjected to. So I welcome it and am very excited about it. Speaking of the business of the UFC, here's a tweet from Adam Stern of Sports Business Journal, who tweeted out that the UFC will pay for the White House card this summer in full and is not asking for taxpayer funds to help offset ballooning costs. Quote from Dana White, "We're going to make the Sphere look like the effing ashtray money." That's a story, that's a report on SBJ. Can I ask a very stupid question to the more politically savvy bunch back there? This could be to the WFB or anyone back there. Was there any sort of questions around who would be funding this? Like, was there a time where people thought that taxpayers would be asked to fund a UFC event at the White House? Why did I read this and be like, why would taxpayers be asked to do this? Like, was this ever even a thing?
Oh, I assumed that we were footing the bill on this, like,
really? Why?
Yeah.
Because it's at the White House?
Well, yeah. I mean, the logistics of this are going to require a lot of money and a lot of resources to get done. So I assume that TKO would not be coming out of pocket for it at all.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that would be the greatest deal of all time. But, like, it's a private event by a company that's putting on this event. And yes, it will be seen by people, but it's not like it's open to the public or anything like that. I don't know why it would
the same reason why they get paid by Saudi for Zuffa Boxing and don't have to do anything but manage like, that's how they do deals. Like, that's why
I know, but I mean,
of course it's the greatest deal. That's the point. That's why I assumed it was happening.
It's different when it's coming from an entity like the Saudis as opposed to like the American taxpayer.
Oh, has that stopped our current government from spending money?
No, I know. I don't know. I guess I never thought.
What's the difference of federal taxpayer money paying for that event versus, the Bills are getting a new stadium funded by New York State taxpayer money? I will never I most likely will not go to a Bills game, but my money's going there and goes to the Pagula family.
Now, is that state tax money or is that federal tax money? Like, is it
for the Bills Stadium? You're saying?
Yeah.
The Bills Stadium is New York State tax money.
Right.
That's how they negotiated the deal with New York to get it.
Right, and you live in the state of New York. I understand what you're saying.
So I paid for the Bills Stadium?
Hell yeah, the People's Stadium. I mean,
enjoy it, man.
By the way, by the way,
no need to thank me.
By the way, I appreciate you bringing up the Bills, taking a shot at the Bills, but like that's more common than not, right?
No, I'm saying it's in Kansas City or whatever. The Chiefs are going to Missouri, Kansas, whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
The taxpayers are footing the bill and they're not getting any money out of that deal. So it's a very common occurrence that these private sports organizations and teams get taxpayer money and they claim that it goes to the economy, but realistically.
Yeah, and the tourism board for XYZ state also pays for the UFC to come to town when they I assumed that this was happening.
Okay, so
not the opposite.
Devil's advocate, like that's a one-off.
This is a one-off.
Yeah, like what we're talking about. This is a one-off. Like the Bills Stadium is something that will be used for 50, 60 years.
No, but what about like the tourism boards that fund UFC coming to town? That's a one-off event.
Yeah. But I guess I'm wondering, like, you're not asked to pay extra for all of that. I guess there's a fund, and I don't know. It never occurred to me. Just putting it.
Yeah, it's the
simply.
same way. We're paying our taxes, and that money can be.
Were people saying that about this one? Like, were people saying, like, for example,
no, because
when WWE SummerSlam comes to the state of New Jersey, there are reports, New Jersey paid $7 million. No one's like, taxpayer money. No one's going crazy over this. But for this one, I was wondering if people were like, hey, wait a second, are we paying for this? I never heard that as a thing. So I guess I saw it and I was like,
it instantaneously.
Really?
I'm sure many others. The fact that he is publishing this report means that he asked the question.
Oh, for sure. Or maybe they came out with it and, it's just good PR. Oh, by the way, I want to let you know, we're not asking anyone for any type of money for this. We're doing this on our own. I don't know. Who knows? I am curious about the presentation.
I'm also skeptical of that. I'm not sure I believe that.
Okay, well, that's a whole different...
I agree with Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's accurate.
Security detail, parking, all that stuff.
It just makes sense. It doesn't make sense for UFC to foot the bill on it.
Are they renting out the Ellipse, the 80,000 seat park that they're going to be watching the fights from?
It's a good point. No, you're right. I mean, it's going to take a lot of security. Who the hell knows? But what I continue to hear is no ads on the cage for this one. You know
That's
how the
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it even more.
Yeah.
Makes me even more skeptical.
Where
right?
are they going to get this? Yeah.
Now they're coming out of pocket for every single thing involved in this, and they're not making that money back in that way. Who knows what the commercial inventory is going to be? I fully expect that they will not foot the whole bill on it. If they do, I mean, congratulations.
What's going to be on the canvas then? Like U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, like all these?
I don't know. It could be a logo, UFC logo. I don't know. It could be the White House. Could be the UFC 250 logo.
The USA 250 logo.
Yes.
Yeah, like smack in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. There is a USA 250 logo.
Yeah.
They keep saying it on the football games, like, oh, this side is USA 250.
The Dodge Ram truck commercial.
No.
USA 250
Oh,
logo.
right. But I've not been told the reason, but I guess it's like the White House can't have any sort of corporate. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out myself. I just continue to hear that there's not going to be as many, any. This just keeps coming back. Every time I'm checking in about the White House card, I just continue to hear this. And it sort of makes sense. Like you don't really see a lot of sponsored things when
Is that just limited to the canvas itself, or is it like on the ellipse they're going to have like, oh, Monster's here giving out Monster energy drinks?
I really don't know. I just continue to hear when I'm trying to poke around about the card and who might be on the card. I will say I have heard the most likely not a Pyotr Yan going to be on there, or trying to make it pro-American. I have heard that. What it ends up being is anyone's guess. And I'm sure Dana, the next time he does a string of media, he'll be asked about it, and perhaps you'll have more answers now that Monday has come and gone. Obviously, I don't think the card is going to be finalized. But I think the road to this card is going to be really, really interesting. The road to making the card, finalizing the card, who's going to be on the card, the Conor McGregor involvement, all the stuff that we talked about yesterday, I think is going to be super, super interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating, and I think the event itself is going to be massive. Even if they have to pay for it, I almost feel like it's an investment that will pay off for them.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be on Paramount Plus and not CBS. I think we all kind of thought it would be CBS, but that would be crazy to put it on CBS, right?
I agree with you now, too. The amount of subscribers that they'll get from that is insane. My mom will be watching this.
I mean, it's going to be huge. I could see maybe like a prelim on CBS, like you want to just show it on TV, but I think the big dog fights, that could make sense. Or maybe the pre-shows on CBS. You're broadcasting a sporting event from the White House. It's historic to a large degree. Like, I could see CBS wanting to do it. The Sunday thing is interesting too. The Sunday thing is very interesting. That hasn't, there have been Sunday events. I remember Wonderboy Thompson against Jake Ellenberger on the Sunday after a Conor McGregor Chad Mendes card, UFC 189. So there have been, but few and far between. It's going to be really interesting. Nothing more interesting though than the generational media run that Arman Tsarukyan has been on. What a time! And dare I say, did it start with us here? No, it didn't start with us here with the pizza. Did it? I don't know. But it's been an incredible run, and it has continued in earnest. And a lot has happened since we spoke to him about 2 weeks ago right here on the program. And so I reached out to the young man, and he's kind enough to give us a few minutes of his time. He is the uncrowned champion of the lightweight division, certainly the uncrowned interim champion. There he is, Arman Tsarukyan. Arman, did it start with us?
Hello.
Did it start with us, this run? I don't know.
No.
It didn't start. No.
I started in Miami.
Okay, but kind of like I feel like we sort of like helped get it in motion, right? Like, can we take some credit?
Sure.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, you helped me a lot.
Arman, are you
especially with your pizza?
Yes, that was good. Although you didn't eat much of it.
Yeah.
Arman, are you tired? Are you tired?
Yeah, I have a jet lag. I'm in Paris.
Okay. No, but I mean, like, are you tired of talking? You've done so much media.
No. I like it.
This is unbelievable. You're having a good time. I've never seen you smile so much.
Why?
You're having a good time.
Yeah, I live the best life in the world. How I cannot smile?
What are you doing in Paris?
I came for the Venom. I got the contract from the Venom.
Oh, wow. So now you're sponsored by them.
So, and we had a photo shoot today, and tomorrow we're going to do like crazy videos, like from Bruce Wayne Castle.
Wow. Okay, I like this. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Life is good.
I'm getting bigger.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you feel it.
Getting more money.
That's what it's all about. Do you feel like you're getting more popular? Do you feel like the people are really behind you?
Yeah. Now people like behind me and like they from the streams, you know, they know what's how I'm in the real life, you know, because it's 4 hours. From the interview, you cannot show everybody like what are you doing, like it's a 15, 20 minutes and that's it. But when it's like a stream,
yeah,
it's like 4 or 5 hours, you know, and I just do like what I do in I'm same, you know, and people like it.
I wonder if there was a moment where you had like a light go off in your head and you said, you know what, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to show people who I am. They'll love me. They'll get behind me. And it's worked because you're getting a lot of praise from a lot of people for what you're doing. People are saying it's a generational media run. It's one of the great media runs. In fact, I think your management is getting a lot of credit, but really I think it's all from your brain. I think they don't actually deserve any of the credit. I think it's all you.
No, everybody deserves, you know, the guys who invite me to the streams, the people who invite me to have an interview, because it's like comes everything automatically. We didn't think about that wrong. We just okay, we are in Miami. I don't want to do stream. Okay, let's go. And then you called to Danny, said we want to have Arman here. So it's like, and then we go, and like people just want me to do interviews, and now it's getting bigger. Like all streamers wants to do streaming with me right now.
Arman, I have an 11-year-old son. He knows nothing about MMA, and he's like, "I like this Arman guy. I saw him with Aiden Ross. He knows nothing."
Yeah.
So you're reaching this audience too, and he just thinks you're funny. And then he saw you eating the food. So it's amazing. You're kind of expanding outside of MMA. This is huge.
Yeah, the food things is really big right now, because my views, like it goes so viral. It's like 15, 20 million minimum from the videos. So when I eat, and now like now I eat for free everywhere.
Mate, look at this one, the Popeyes. You like the Popeyes?
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
It was good.
Yeah, Popeyes was good. Yeah, especially chicken. I've never tried before Popeyes, so it was my first time.
Wow.
And I like it so much.
They commented on the video.
Yeah.
Maybe a deal with them?
Maybe, who knows?
You deserve one at this point. I'm surprised no food companies have reached out to you yet.
They reached out.
They reached out, okay. Anything in the works?
A little bit. Not yet. Not really.
Okay. By the way,
but you know, I do for fun that, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, but they offered some money, but I said right now I just enjoy eating.
I saw you on one interview with Steiny, and you said that I'm your favorite interviewer, so I wanted to thank you for that. That was very nice of you.
Yeah, from like MMA.
Yeah, why do you have to say
comedians.
from MMA? Can't you just say favorite interviewer, period? Why does it have to be? Because then you put me like in a box. At first it was like,
no,
oh wow.
because I've never done. I haven't done with everybody from the
Sure.
big interviewers like Joe Rogan or like who we got that he got interview from the Putin as well. What's his name?
Which one?
He interviewed the Putin, and he
Putin?
flew to Russia. Yeah, big
guy. Lex Friedman?
No, I mean, no. I'm saying he's big. You know, like in the internet.
Nelk Boys?
No, Putin, brother.
Putin. I know Putin, but I'm thinking of
interview from Putin. Now, boys, how they can get interview from the Putin, bro?
I don't know. They're big time.
No.
But I'm bigger than all these guys.
For sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice. I was getting a little jealous.
You're more professional. You know about the MMA everything. So that's the point.
But by the way, why did you copy Paddy Pimblett with the food? He said you copied him.
I have no idea why he's saying that, because I started first, I think. Because I started like 4 or 5 years ago when he wasn't even in UFC, I guess.
Yeah. But you saw that, right?
So,
He said that you're copying his style.
yeah. Then even Nina Drama asked me. I haven't seen that video, but I'm doing better than him. So maybe he's jealous.
Tucker Carlson. Is that who you're talking about? Tucker Carlson? With
Carlson.
Yeah, the bow tie. You like that guy? You want to be interviewed by him?
Yeah, why not?
Do you say no to anyone at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
why not?
Sure. No, I know. I was
see that Nathan?
Yeah. What do you think of that one? What do you think of that one?
The craziest guy ever.
Did you enjoy it?
It was funny.
Was he that way off camera?
Yeah, same. I asked him, "What's your background?" He's saying, "I used to be Jew, now I'm American."
That doesn't make sense.
Like he was Jew, now he's American.
I know, but you can be Jewish and American. One's in a religion.
Yeah, I mean, he's weird.
He's a weird guy, yeah, and his other friend is even weirder.
Oh, the other one, when I saw him first time, I was scared. I said to my friend, like, "What's going on here, bro? They're like weird guys. Maybe we shouldn't do that." No, he said, "It's okay, no worries."
Like one like that, do they reach out to you or you reach out to them?
No, they reach out to me.
Wow.
Yeah, so even like all streamers, I checked my DMs. Like everybody like were texting me, like Aiden 1 year ago, like Neon, he was texting me 1 year ago for the stream, but I didn't see that messages. I don't know why. Yeah, they reach out. Everybody reach out to me. We just we never reach out to anybody right now. So
right, yeah, no, I can attest to that. I was getting a little bit jealous on Saturday because I saw you and Nina where you were having such a great time together. I was feeling like she was going to become your favorite.
She's my favorite. Different position.
Stop.
No, I'm saying on the. I'm saying this is interview, right?
Yes.
Like real, but we have fun. When we have the stream, we just having fun.
Yes,
like,
of course.
Like I make a joke, like, and like people think like I disrespectful, but like we are friends. Like we just making like making fun videos, not just or like on real life or different.
I saw a video of you two watching the Paddy Pimblett fight, and they said that you were hate watching it, like you were like really cheering against them. Can I ask, what were you feeling when you were watching him get beat up like that?
I was enjoying every moment when the Gagey clipped him.
You hate him that much?
Yeah, he's a bitch. He doesn't deserve to be there, That's why I was happy because now UFC can see like why they put the trash can there, like, and like he never deserved to be there.
What did you think of the fight overall?
To be honest, I would beat both of them on the same night. Even like two, I'm one, they're two. Same night, I could beat them. One retirement man and one young kid, like without experience.
Why do you feel that way? What did you see?
I mean, Gagey, he's good, but he got tired from the second round. He dropped him and he couldn't stop him because he tired from the first round. And Paddy Pimblett, he has zero MMA skills. He has a chin, and that's it. .com.
Did you just say that's it.com?
Yeah. This is my new word.
Wow.
That's it.com.
I like it. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. What did you think of the technique?
He has zero technique, to be honest. Oh my God. I feel like everybody can beat him, like the good fighters, like who is on the prime from top 15. Everybody can beat unless like it's Michael Chandler, because Michael Chandler, UFC made him to be on the top 15 as well, like him.
And so people are giving them.
If you go to the list, right?
Yeah.
Fiziev, Benoit, me, Oliveira, Holloway, everybody can beat him.
Dan Hooker?
Dan Hooker beat him.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But I don't know what about Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint-Denis. It's tough.
Sure. I'll ask you about him in a moment. But just to finish up on Patty and Justin, what about Ilya? Because my take was somewhere Ilya is watching, somewhere Arman is watching, and they're both okay.
There's those two here.
Yeah.
On the table, Ilya on the table.
Okay.
It's the big difference. It's no make sense even put Gage versus Tapure. It's just waste of time.
You don't think there's any chance that he can
my waste of time.
Right. No, I know. You don't think there's any chance based on his toughness that he can catch him, that he can break him?
No, how? He cannot wrestle. If he could wrestle, yeah. But on the boxing, he drops his hand. He does jab and he drops his hand. He wants to throw his uppercut, and that moment, Ilya gonna overhook him and knock him out right away.
Right.
Because he has no chin. Even like Perry, he touched him so easy, and he was bubbling. You know, his legs was shaking.
Yeah. Was there anything that impressed you?
I was scared
in the fight. Anything that impressed you at all?
Yeah, I got impressed when Perry fought 15 times.
Was there any?
That's crazy. He need to take a break for 5-6 years after that fight. He got dropped like 15 times. So bad for his brain. He was stupid. Now he's like, maybe now he's gonna be crazy, even crazy after this fight.
Any part of you disappointed that he lost? Because maybe had he won, you could have fought him.
No. I would like to UFC cut him out.
Okay.
Bullshit guy. Worst UFC fighter.
Really? You think that bad? Really?
Well, he's so bad. He's not. I'm saying like real, right? Tapure, I'm not saying he's bad fighter, right? He's good fighter.
Sure.
Islam, good fighter. Oliveira, good fighter. Holloway, good fighter. Poirier, good fighter. But like this trash can, he's zero fighter. Not because I hate him, because like it's real like that. If you give me Petty, I would play. I think during the fight I'm gonna decide what I should do: knock him out or like choke him out like with Hooker, you know.
Do you think he was overconfident?
He was overconfident because he beat the trash cans like Chandler, Bobby Green, Ferguson. One of the Ferguson was good 1 point, but he was on his lost. He was on not his prime. That's why he could beat him. But if Ferguson was 5-6 years ago, he could beat him.
Did you see him in Vegas?
Who?
Patty.
Ferguson.
Yeah. No, Patty.
No. Thank God. If I see him, probably UFC caught me already.
Oh God. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. And
yeah, I've seen the Michael Chandler and said, bro, like, what's going on? You said you're gonna wrestle me. Now, like, you're quiet. I need the time, bro. I said, like, when? I'll let you know. He doesn't even want to wrestle me.
Oh. What was
but the reason behind me was the Colby Covington. I said, bro, are we going to wrestle? He said, yeah, no problem, bro. If UFC let me do that, I'll wrestle. That's the man, you know?
Do you believe him?
Who? Colby?
Yeah.
I mean, he's, I think, more confident than Chandler because he's bigger.
Well, I think it's interesting to say if the UFC lets me, because didn't you tell us, and others have told us, you don't have to get permission from the UFC unless you have a fight booked within 3 months. So that feels like an easy out.
Yeah. But UFC fighter and versus UFC fighter right now, it's we're not allowed to wrestle. I mean, we are
Oh.
allowed, but UFC doesn't like it, you know.
Okay.
So if he's retired UFC fighter or like he is from different promotion, it's even better for us.
At the press conference, Dana White was asked about the incredible media run that you're on, and he said he hadn't seen any of it. Do you believe him?
Maybe he was on his Instagram. He's busy, but after I think Nina, when we started when content with Nina, probably he's supposed to see that because like it went viral, you know.
Sure. There was a report last week that said that you're on standby if something happens with Justin and the staph infection or whatever he had, the thing on his neck. And Dana, there was no truth to the report, right? There was no talk of this, correct?
No.
Some account posted it, and Dana posted like a laughing emoji. And we were trying to figure out, like, was he laughing at the report or was he laughing at the idea of you stepping in?
Probably report because he knew like he's healthy.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen. But never know, you know?
Yeah.
Never know. You can wake up and get sick and cannot fight.
How was the reception for you at the UFC event? Did you see any of the important people, the executives, the brass? How did you feel being there?
I've been there like feeling good. Like I need for this company, at least I got the good seats.
Yeah, that's true.
But better than Triple G and Colby Covington and the other ones. So yeah, I had fun. I was sitting next to Nina. We were watching fights, make funny videos, and his experience was good. And main event was funny too. You know, I mean, was good fight like for the crowd. Like for the professional fighter, yeah, you see like techniques, everything is not right. But like a fan, it was like exciting fight.
Mm-hmm. Did you speak to Dana White there? Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him. I just said, "Hey, how are you?" He said, "Yeah, good. How are you?" I said, "Yeah, good, boss. Thank."
That's it.
That's all. Yeah, but like I met him on in the fight. Why I should talk about business? You know,
Sure.
If we need to talk about business, we will meet. You know.
What about Hunter Campbell?
Hunter Campbell. Never seen him.
Never seen him?
I mean, I haven't seen him that night.
You didn't see him? I'm surprised.
Yeah, we supposed to meet, but we couldn't find time. We were busy.
Okay. So no business was said. No business talk.
No, but no business. No business talk yet. But hopefully I'll get some news.
Okay. By the way, do you think you had those good seats because they like you or because you were sitting with Nina Drama?
No, because I'm a contender number one. I gotta sit there. It's it's a my weight class and how I can sit too far.
So what do you think? How does this play out now? Now we know who won this fight. What do you think happened?
So I think there is a 2-case scenario. Me versus Gagey in White House, or if Tapuria is coming, Gagey versus Tapuria, me fighting with anybody that they tell me, or me versus Gagey, Tapuria is going up.
To 170.
70, yeah. Or I'm not getting Gagey, I'm not getting anybody. I'm gonna try to get the title 145.
Really?
Yeah, what I can do.
Can you make 145?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Carl, so we did the math, everything. So my body can go to 145.
But would it be healthy? Would it be easy for you?
He's saying it's not easy, but it's we can make it happen. We need if it's fight in June, if we're gonna know like in 2-3 weeks that we are fighting in 145, we will make it happen. Because I walk around not big, so I'm like 177, 175 right now. If I like starting eat clean, do more cardio, I'm gonna be 165, 166, and then from there, like I can go down. So I gotta walk around. So on the math, I gotta walk around like 163, 162 before the 10 days before the fight.
What a statement that would be with all this rumor that you didn't make weight if you went down to 145 and made championship weight there.
I don't care what the people say. I just need to do my business,
Sure. But would it be would it be fair to say you'd prefer to be at 155?
No, I want to be in 155. I don't want to be in 145. But if they tell me, you know what, you come in, or the Ilya is fighting with Gagey in White House, and I'll try to ask, let me go down, or like give me one fight and then title fight. I don't know. We'll see what they want to do, because I wanna be a champion. So. And I see in 145 there is no stars, the weight class is going down, like nobody talk about weight class. Yeah, there is a wall, he's legit champion, but now it's not his time, There is no good names. Like 170, different division. And if I'll be in 145 champion, I could stay there a couple years and then go up.
You versus, I know he has to fight this weekend, but you versus Volkanovski would be an incredible fight.
Yeah, one upski, that's it.com.
This is a new shirt for you, I think. That's it.com with your face on it.
That's it.com.
This is a new shirt.
I don't know, I heard from somewhere and
I never heard it.
Just saying.
It's amazing.
That's it.com.
Is your new persona the Armenian Batman?
Yeah.
This is your new look?
Yep.
I saw your
We're
Instagram.
Still thinking.
I like it.
Still thinking like Armenian Batman, or just Batman, or Bruce Wayne, or what is. The people is calling different.
You're a real fan favorite.
Yeah, but they called me. I didn't pick that nickname.
Why'd they call you that? Why Batman?
Because the story I have behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, because of that.
You're a man of the people. This is what I told you. This is the best thing to ever happen to you. The people get behind someone that they feel is being held down. They get behind this person. You're a sympathetic figure now. In a way, this is the best thing to ever happen to you. I truly believe that.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Hug everybody.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but I needed to be a champion.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I was so sad because they were fighting for the title, and both of them, they're not deserving to be there. I'm just the contender number one, and the guy who is beating everybody, and just sitting and watching and laughing and making funny videos. Yeah. So, like you said, maybe this is better for me. Who knows?
You wanted to be in there.
Yeah, I wanted to be there, but I know I'll be there. I'll be a champion, so I need a little bit of time.
Well, after the fight, when Paddy was speaking on the microphone and all that, did you feel bad for him?
No.
Your heart didn't break for him, he was sad.
No.
No.
I didn't hear what he said even.
Okay.
Maybe, but after my friend said someone passed away, and he was talking about that, or so.
Just his general demeanor, he was bummed that he lost, that he didn't realize his dream of being a UFC champion.
His dream never gonna be on his life.
You don't think he'll ever get that chance, or not the chance?
I mean, if Dana White gives him a belt without fight, yeah, he will be a champion. But with the fighting, never happened. Even they put the Gagey against him to be a champion, he couldn't beat Gagey.
I thought, by the way,
Gagey, 38 years old, bro, fought with everybody, got knocked out last year, flat knocked out, and even he couldn't beat him. That's so funny.
I thought you were going to say maybe if you don't get Ilya or interim, then BMF. Because there's 3 belts in 155. There's 3 belts.
BMF,
you can't fight for any of them.
Yeah, BMF as well. BMF is just good too. Yeah, I forgot about BMF.
Yeah.
But I'm going back to US, so I'm gonna stay there. Maybe someone get hurt, so who knows? I'll be ready
for that one too.
Yeah, what can I do? And now I gotta like all in, bro. Like in all in blackjack or there on
no blackjack.
poker.
No,
Yeah,
poker.
yeah. Now I'm going all in.
Okay.
All or nothing. That's it.com. Yeah. So now I gotta take risks.
And after Paris, where do you go? Where does the world tour take you?
I'm going to Courchevel.
Oh, that's the ski, right?
Yeah.
How long are you going to be there for?
I made money. I spend money.
Yeah. How long are you going to ski for?
4 days, and then I'm going to Dubai. From Dubai, I'm going back to US.
Okay, wow. So Arman, I have to ask you, yesterday I spoke to Dan Hooker, and he said two very interesting things about you. Number one, he said that you broke his nose when
That's a bullshit.
That's why is it bullshit? He said it.
No. He didn't broke his nose from that thing. He broke from the fight. What he's talking about, and he did MRI after the fight.
You posted this.
Of course, this is like, of course, from my knee. I like knee him straight to the nose. Even like if I break his nose, bro, like when you break nose or like got like a hit hard, your nose is like got like bruise, you know? You can feel like something happened. You broke the nose. It's like it's getting big, and he has same nose. That's a bullshit.
Okay. He didn't really complain, to be honest. He actually said, like, you know what? You got me, but I had not heard that.
He's a good guy.
Okay, so then
He's a good guy.
he said this about you. I want to get your reaction. He said something that I never thought I'd ever hear him say about you, and I want to get your reaction. Here it is.
I've seen that.
Okay, well, here it is for the fans. If you saw Arman in a hotel on the street, or how do you think it would go?
I didn't see this.
Nah, I actually like the kid now.
Oh. What changed?
I seen his little media run and him floating around, and when he actually puts himself out there, he's actually pretty funny. Eh?
Okay, that's good to hear.
Nah, he got me. He got me. What can you say?
He likes you now.
Yeah, because I like him too. You know why?
Why?
Because I beat him.
But
if I beat Patty, I'm gonna like him too.
Right. But if you lost to someone, you wouldn't like them. He lost to you, and he seems to be a fan of yours now. He likes the videos.
Yeah, but he lost to one of the best guy. You know.
Yeah.
It's okay. If he lose to Paddy Pimblett, would be worse.
If you saw him though now, how would you react? He says that.
Nothing. Just shake the hand. Hey, how are you? That's it. And maybe I would like to show him how to escape from the arm triangle.
Okay, you'd like to train with him?
Yeah. Why not? He's a good striker. One of the best strikers in our division. He's tips, and during the fight was so hard. Like he hits hard from the legs. He has long legs as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good striker.
How do you think the fight goes this weekend
with
Benoit?
Oh, that to be honest, that's a hard fighter. The Benoit Saint-Denis, one day he's fighting so good, one day he's a bullshitter.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. Like maybe he wakes up, he feels like he's Archiles, and one day he wakes up and like he think he's a Paddy Pimblett and fighting like a Paddy Pimblett. For example, versus Mike Conor.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
Mike Conor like beats so easy him. I wouldn't even expect that.
Right.
So, but sometimes he fight very good, sometimes very bad. I don't know. Like this is difficult fight to say, but I would like to Hooker to win because he lost his fight. He was supposed to win, you know.
Sure. By the way, I saw you on. Yeah, go ahead.
And I don't think Benoit Saint-Denis like he's Like he's just rough fighter, but nothing else.
He had a good year last year. Couple big wins.
Could be, yeah. Yeah, he beat a couple guys, right?
Yeah. He won in Montreal and in Paris. I thought he had a solid year. He beat Mauricio Hufi.
Oh.
How?
Yeah.
Submission.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rufi versus Fiziev? That's a good fight too.
It's a great card, by the way, this card. I like this card. Rufi been training with Volkanovski. Fiziev, I'm not sure where he's at right now. If I had to... maybe I lean Mauricio? I don't know. What do you think? I like both of them.
I like Fiziev, and I feel like Fiziev, because it's a striking fight, yeah?
Yeah.
And Fiziev has a better striking than everybody right now.
You think so?
That level, you know? I mean, he's good striker. I feel like he has a good technique. And sometimes he just he gets tired so fast because he throws so hard his punches, that's why. But if he's gonna be calm and like work on his technique, he could beat him.
Is there any part of you that gets bitter? You know, like you beat Dan Hooker, and now here he is fighting again. All these guys are fighting actively. They're getting opportunities, and you're there foaming at the mouth, just dying for a chance. Do you get bitter when you see all this play out?
What do you mean?
Like you're upset, like you beat Hooker. Usually the guy who wins fights before the guy who got beat up. You know what I mean? And now here's Hooker fighting again. And you have no fight.
No, he's on that level, you know, in top 10, like they fight with each other, lose, win. But we are now in the elite, I'm now number one contender. I cannot fight next weekend, you know, because the champion is busy, and like he got problem, and we got the interim title, you know. So I just gotta wait.
Okay, so you're not getting anxious.
No, I'm just getting better on my technique, work every day, learn something new. But I'll be each day I'm getting better, and next fight I'll be new version of Arman Tsarukyan, you know.
Yeah.
So it's good timing for me as well. So much things to learn you can't even imagine. I go to the boxing, I feel like I'm a amateur, you know, amateur level. And then I go to jiu-jitsu, and like when coach showed me something, I feel like I'm a white belt. Like when I go freestyle wrestling, when I wrestle with Olympic champion, I think like I cannot wrestle. But when it's all together, MMA is different.
I saw you on the plane hitting mitts.
Yeah, everywhere training.
It made me nervous a little bit.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe you guys make a move and the plane moves. I don't know. You're in the sky. I don't know. It makes me nervous.
No. The pilot is my friend. So I said don't go left, right, go straight.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you know when I'm done.
Incredible. Look at this.
And like, you know, we were flying to Vegas, and like my training was long. I said, can you do double like circuit? I got done my training. I said, no problem.
Wow.
So we're supposed to fly 40 minutes, and we was flying 1 hour, 10 minutes because of my training.
Golly, you're crazy.
What can I do? If I started, nobody can stop me.
Wow.
Yeah, even today I went to the Venom training center. So they said like do on the video like a little bit like how you punch the bag, and I started punch the bag and I couldn't stop. They said no, so that's it. Like go the other one. I said no, let me do it. I'm doing my thing, you know.
You're just a beast waiting to explode. Uh-oh. Did we lose him? What happened? Did we lose him? You know what happened probably? This always happens with Arman. Did his phone die?
No, I don't think so. We're getting him back.
Okay. I wanted to show him the, I was rounding third. I was like all the way home at this point. I wanted to show him the Ryan Garcia video. That unbelievable. I saw this video of Ryan Garcia and David Benavidez working out together. The hand speed is unbelievable. Reminded me of Arman.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. What happened?
I thought you caught me. That's it.com.
No. Arman, you need to trademark that'sit.com.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Eat a lot, or that'sit.com.
Yeah, no. We have now we're going to immortalize it on our show. So anytime we want to say something on our show, my guy Frank is going to do this.
That'sit.com. You know what? I ate like the biggest burger in the world today.
The biggest what?
The burger.
Wow.
Burger.
Wow. Who made it?
Me. 60,000 calories.
Golly. You made it? What do you mean you made it?
I cooked it.
Yeah, but where'd you get the meat?
We cooked in the burger place in Paris.
Wow. And you filmed it?
Yeah.
60,000 calories?
60,000 calories, yeah.
Golly. And how much of it did you eat, honestly?
Maybe 10,000.
No, but like how much of the actual burger? Like 1/6. Yeah, and you ate what? Like a slice?
Like one slice, like big one slice.
And what'd you do with the rest of it?
We just gave to the people.
Wow.
Workers, and was like, I'll show the video after.
Okay. You'll send it to us like a sneak peek?
No. Just
to the world?
Yeah. I'll send you the video.
Like exclusive for us.
Exclusive, but don't post it.
No. I would never do that. I would never betray your trust. I wanted to show you very quickly before I let you go. Look at this. We were talking about training. You know Ryan Garcia?
Yes.
Look at the hand speed from Ryan Garcia and David Benavidez. Look at this. These two guys.
Wow.
That's crazy.
The Garcia has a so speed hands. Yeah, Benavidez is good too.
Look at the hand speed here. This is impressive. Look at this. You can't even see his hands.
Yeah, this is boxing. This is different level. I always love when like MMA fighters say, "Oh, I'm gonna do box with professional boxer." Like, they're so different, bro.
Yeah, no chance. I know it's late over there, so I'm gonna let you go. But I just want to ask you, what do you think? Like, so now that this 324 is finished, what is your feeling? What is inside telling you? Do you have any sort of feeling? Okay, how this is gonna play out now the next few months?
I feel like it's play out very good for me.
Yeah, you feel that way?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just feel like
I think so.
I gotta get my thing this time, yes. Because if not this time, and the end of this year, if not and the end of this year, next year, I'm gonna compete freestyle wrestling. By the way,
yeah,
February 28th, I'll be competing with.
Oh yeah, RAF.
Somebody. Yep.
Against who?
Against the guy like take me down, get $1,000.
Take you down, get $1,000. Who's that?
Giorgio something.
He's not
Junior.
He's not a UFC fighter.
George. No. I cannot wrestle with UFC fighter right now.
Okay, but
he's a wrestler.
But you're coming back to RAF. That's good. You're staying active.
Yeah. For sure. You gotta wrestle with freestyle wrestlers, box with the boxers.
Sure.
Grapple with the grapplers. And then we get better in MMA.
By the way, I heard that maybe no Russians on the White House card. But does that apply to you? Because you can also say you're Georgian. You can say you're Armenian. So would you get what? I don't know.
Yeah, at that point I'll be like Jewish. I'm like, I'm Armenian.
Have you heard that too?
No, I've never heard that. No,
okay.
That's not right.
No.
You know what? I was in the Venom office and I saw how it was gonna be the shorts and the t-shirts.
Oh yeah?
For the White House.
How does it look?
Good, looking good.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be special clothes for the White House.
Arman, when you did all these interviews with all these people, I saw often like you posted on your feed like, I sat with this, but you didn't post us having the pizza, and my feelings were hurt a little bit.
No way.
Yeah. I felt like you were so excited to post these other ones, but we brought you all the pizza, everything, and I didn't
get. But I don't have on my phone that video, like to post on the reels.
Yeah.
because I need like the professional video. Send it to me like a reels.
Yeah.
And I'll post it.
No,
But,
I don't want to guilt you. I don't want to guilt you. You do it from the heart.
No. I want for my content. It's gonna.
You think so?
It's good for my content for sure. Yeah, with pizza. And what about our picture? I think it went viral too.
Yeah, I thought you were a little bit embarrassed. I don't know. I thought you were a little bit
Why?
ashamed of me. I don't know. You know.
No. Okay. Next time I'll come with a small present.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I appreciate you coming on. I always appreciate the time. You're great. And I hope that this all works out. And I agree with you. I think it is going to work out. They love to see what you're doing, and you're taking matters into your own hands. There's a great lesson to be learned for all the fighters here. Take matters into your own hands. Don't rely on anyone to promote you. Promote yourself. And you're doing it better than anyone right now.
Yeah, and thank you guys who helped me because of you I'm like getting bigger and like people can know me and now like more people wants to talk to me, but when I get the fight, it's gonna be gone. I'm just gonna be focused on my fighting.
Sure. But don't forget about us, huh? When you win the belt, don't be one of those guys that wins the belt and then just forgets about all the media.
I don't know about that. I gotta get the title and then I'll let you know how it goes. Maybe I'll be like superstar.
I know you'll be too
like,
busy for us with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay down on my private jet, like go this side, that side, like around the world.
I know. I could see it coming, if I'm being honest. I could see it coming, but it will be well-deserved and earned. So I hope that day comes for you. I hope that opportunity comes your way. And for now, though, keep doing your thing, my man. Thank you, as always, for the time. Really appreciate it, and safe travels.
I appreciate it.
You're the man. You're the man.
Bye-bye.
There he is, the great Arman Tsarukyan. What a guy. What a guy. Giorgio Puyas is the man. He offers $1,000 to people to take him down. Hasn't been taken down yet.
Nope.
What a story.
He's pretty good.
What's his background?
I think he's just a former amateur wrestler.
Oh, look at this guy.
But then he started offering like civilians money to try and take him down.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
So this is his thing.
This is his thing. He's come up on my TikTok feed many times.
Okay. Whoa, he's jacked.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
So it's gonna be that's kind of a brilliant idea. No?
I have a feeling Arman's going to do pretty good.
No, I mean, like, it's a brilliant idea for RAF. There's a gimmick here.
Oh, yeah. He wrestled at the last RAF.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, so he's got a background. He's not just some guy online.
No, he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler.
Man, that what was it? Lastminute.com? No.
That's it.
That's it.com.
That's it.com.
That's like a hotel website.
Yeah, but, Ade says that.
He says that's it.com?
No, he says lastminute.com.
Because he's talking about
I'll book a flight.
lastminute.com.
No, but he says it like, yeah, no problem. We'll book a flight, lastminute.com. Like it's part of the vernacular.
And he says it like that.
But I've never heard of that's it.com. And then when he said, what was the other one? I wrote it down.
That's a bullshit.
That's a bullshit.
Lastminute.com actually looks like a real flight.
Yeah, no, it is. But people say it as like a thing like, let's do this,
Or do they actually mean to do it? And you're just interpreting it that way.
What was the bullshit line about?
The Dan Hooker's nose being broken.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's the bullshit.
Did you see Arman? Did you see that Dan said you broke his nose before the fight?
That's a bullshit.
He was so quick to say it. God, this guy. How did he get so funny?
I think he's always been funny.
He's coming out of his shell.
Coming out of his shell.
He's coming out
sort of like Arnie, right? Arnie's coming out of his shell a little bit too.
Is he? I feel like Arnold was always funny like
but out there he was doing like the voodoo stuff,
Yeah.
He was
For Arman to do it in his second language is incredible.
But it actually kind of makes it funnier, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Him saying that's it.com is hilarious.
Is hilarious.
That's it.com.
Did you guys pop to that too? Because it was amazing.
100%. Yes, adding .com to things, I looked it up on Urban Dictionary, was like a early 2000s thing.
You know what was funny about it? He said it and I was like, in my mind, it's like, did he just... Yeah, he just said that. Crazy. Anyway, he was out there hate watching the Paddy Pimblett fight. I saw a video from Sean O'Malley and Tim Welch saying that Paddy Pimblett was hitting the vape at the weigh-ins, I think it was. Anyway, I want to play this video and get your reaction to it. Here it is.
He's a fucking scouser. Dude, I could not believe I was on weight, 136 pounds, in the back, dying like everyone else, and Paddy was sitting there ripping his vape, blowing clouds.
Literally, Patty's on weight, 154 pounds. The guy's used to walking around 200 pounds, and the only thing going into his body, hitting his stomach, hitting his blood vessels, is this fucking toxic vape. I can't imagine how Patty felt hitting those vape clouds. I can't imagine how that felt.
After you chat GPT'd like the side effects or whatever, I'm like, oh, I couldn't believe he was hitting that either. And he was hitting on. You said he was hitting on all of embeddeds and shit.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. I can't believe he was able to push his body as hard as he did. Him embeddeds, I probably wouldn't post that.
Yeah.
I am not a vape expert. Is that bad? Stupid question, perhaps? Anyone know about vapes? Is that like a stupid thing to do? How could they allow that before a fight?
It may not have any nicotine or anything, and it could just be flavored to like help him abstain from doing any nicotine or marijuana or anything.
What do you mean bad?
Like, they were sort of implying that this was a really stupid thing to do, right?
I mean, I can just imagine if you're cutting weight and you're hitting something with nicotine in it, you would be dizzy and just like all over the place. You'd be incredibly out of it.
Okay.
It feels like a your mileage may vary situation. I mean, Carlos Praches is ripping 10 cigs a week in training camp, so it's like,
Patty
yeah,
Pimblett
that's
is
probably
just,
bad for you too, but
just built a little bit differently.
Okay.
You just handle it.
Me and Pete go out drinking, we're going to feel
You're also
different in the
built
morning.
Yeah. I just never heard someone I'm actually surprised that like the commission, but I guess to Frank's point, there could be
a great point.
Yeah, no, and Dana's point.
But what would the commission be banning exactly?
Not banning, but maybe, I don't know, it can't be smoking cigs, right?
It's not cigarettes.
But if there could be nicotine in it.
Like, doesn't Carlos
what is
Praches rip cigarettes?
Yeah, Carlos
on the way to the
Praches
event.
smokes cigarettes.
But they're saying he was in like the actual like.
Oh, that's just like rule bending.
Right.
It's just like,
all right. It's old school baseball, like 1970s manager.
This thing probably smelled like cherry bubble gum or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's like a little vape pen. Now, if Patty Pimblett was ripping some American spirits in the back, I'd quickly become my favorite fighter.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, Patty was just fucking ripping heaters in the back. It was nuts. Smoke alarms were going off. He didn't give a shit.
He's freaking Billy Martin out there. What about Merab cheering on Suga? This was a great video. Merab cheering on Suga. Everyone's doing content cage side these days. Take a look at this.
Let's go, Sean. Let's go, USA. Let's go, USA. Let's go, Sean. Lucky. Holy shit. This motherfucker. Let's go, Sean. Finish strong. Finish strong, my friend.
Oh, there's Arman.
This fucking guy, he's strong, yeah? Strong. Yes, push the hands down. Fight the hands. Fight the hands.
He's legit cheering him on.
No, fight the hands. Songy don't stole my technique. He's tired. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, Sean. Finish strong. Let's go, Sean. Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
Like, this is not fake, right?
Yes.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, Sugar!
Look how happy he is. This is amazing. Matt Hughes there.
All respect to Rob. He gets the next shot. It's well deserved. But Peter Yan, you want that rematch. I want that belt.
Uh-oh.
Let's make it happen. Go out there, take care of Rob. That's what's next. If not, let's run it, baby.
That would be a fantastic fight, Sean.
Let's go, Sean.
For a minute there, he's like, wait a second, is he trying to take my my fight? It's so interesting to always watch the fighters sitting together. It's like this mix of characters and personalities. Merab was also watching the main event, and dare I say, had a similar assessment to the likes of Josh Barnett and Matt Brown, who we spoke about yesterday. Maybe on an island, everyone, I think more and more now people are saying like, yeah, it was entertaining, but a little bit sloppy. Here's Merab's expert opinion on the fight.
So Ilya is laughing now because they have a like dirty boxing, really, you know. They just fighting hard, but there is like no good technique. But Ilya will be left now because Ilya has such a high level boxing.
Yeah, of course, Ilya is his boy, so he's going to back him. But I'm seeing more and more people say that. What do you guys think? Better technique in that fight or in I Show Speed's fight yesterday in Ghana? Did you guys happen to see I Show Speed doing his thing in Ghana? Here he is in the black trunks. Look at I Show Speed out there. This reminded me of the Arman Tsarukyan versus Shara Bullet grappling match where there's just people standing on the canvas. Look at I Show Speed with the Philly shell. Look at this. Woof. Woof. Look at that. Looking like a prime Mike Tyson. Oof. Looking like a prime Sean Strickland. Oof. Oof. Looking like a prime Bernard Hopkins. Oof. Oof.
There's actually not a lot of oosh happening.
Has he landed a punch
There's
yet?
not any.
The canvas is a little bit.
Just listing all these greats.
You're
The
saying like
canvas
the
is
oosh,
incredibly
but it's not
tiny.
like-
There's a cameraman in there with him.
No, but look, it's all bunching up like that. Look, it's all bunching up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
You're
oosh.
showing
Like, nothing's happening.
and it's just them looking at each other.
He's kind of jacked, by the way.
Kind of.
Hey,
He is jacked.
He's in very good shape. He can't box, but he's in good shape.
It's another rumble in the jungle. It's unbelievable. Who would have thought? By the way, could you imagine the bag that he could command from one of these like influencer fights? Like legit IShowSpeed trains for 3. Is that like one of the biggest influencer fights ever?
I don't know who could afford him. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
What do you think his weight class is? What do you think he is? Like 135? 145?
You see how jacked he is? He's probably walking around at like
He's short, no?
170 or something.
Oh, you think he's that big?
I think he's too small for that.
Yeah. He's pretty small.
Is he?
Yeah.
What are you looking up?
He's not
His
tall.
height. I want to see how tall he is. He's 5'8".
5'8".
He's at least 160.
145.
Yeah, but on a weight
He's
cut,
not-
he's a 45.
I show
guy.
Speed's cutting weight now.
No.
He's not doing this because he can make more money just living his life than he doesn't.
Literally,
need to
like
box.
no one. I don't know who would pay him the money that would be required to get him in the box.
Meaning that he would command so much?
Yeah, dude, he's
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is
yeah.
like anything I see tweeted about this dude has
Yeah.
tens of thousands of likes every single time. He does insane viewership on these streams. Like he's big time.
Most interesting thing about that clip was you got to see the guy. I always wonder, like, who are these people recording it and streaming it? He's wearing like some kind of backpack. Saw that? The guy
Yeah,
in the
it's
in
like
the
a giant like broadcast level
Yeah.
camera like attached to some sort of internet provider.
Crazy. What a world. What a world we live in. One more for you guys. Aljamain Sterling weighing in on the Tom Aspinall situation. Here he is, Aljamain Sterling. We were talking about this yesterday, actually weighing in on my tweet, talking about Dana White's reaction and then Tom's reaction to the reaction. Anyway, here's Aljo with some insight. I've been where Tom is right now. He can fight and win. People are still going to find some way to bring it up and make a complaint about it as if it's not in the past and as if he wasn't affected by it. I've always said when Dana does things like this, the casual fans eat it up. It doesn't take much to just show your fighter some grace. It doesn't cost anything, LOL. It's free. And this is sort of like what we were saying yesterday. Dana can control the narrative. He is so powerful and influential. If he says something, the people are going to follow. And that's good or bad, right? If he says this guy was robbed, this guy was screwed, this guy was hurt, this is disgusting, they will follow that sentiment. And if he says the opposite of that, otherwise, the fans will follow that sentiment as well.
There's a rainbow. There you can get to the other side. Like Arman Tsarukyan.
Arman will get to the other side.
Arman's going to be on the other side of
Tom
it.
will get to the other side as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Aljo ever got to the other side.
He sure did.
Marab got to the other side.
Marab did.
Yeah. So
I think Aljo did too.
Aljo did too.
When he was champion.
Towards the end?
Yeah. And now when people see him fight, like they get pretty excited about it.
The biggest key is Tom needs to fight. That is the quickest way to get past it. That is the quickest way for Dana White to get back in your corner and all this and the fans to shut up. And we don't have a timeline for that. Once we do, I'm sure Tom will come out of it fine.
Frankie, do we have any super chats?
We sure do. And to kick us off is from 24-inch Dubs. It says, Bills are sputtering in the Patriots Super Bowl. It's tough.
This guy is so annoying. I mean, how quickly things can change. I can't wait. I pray to God.
Thank you for the $2 there.
What?
24-inch Dubs, one of our biggest supporters.
Yeah, how much? How much was it?
$2.
Thank you. I didn't even look because I couldn't even look at his name when you said his name. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel great. I'm actually thankful for the last 3 hours. I was really pissed. I was really freaking pissed when I saw that.
What if it works out? You never know.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I'm man enough to say it. I hope I'm wrong. I feel like they have to get this one right.
Go watch some 2019 LSU highlights.
Yeah, and was he the head coach?
Offensive coordinator.
Was he the head coach?
One of the greatest offensive coordinators.
Is that Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Okay, was it them or was it him?
Yeah, it was them. That's the indictment on him. Is that what have you heard about him since the 2019 LSU team?
Like, it's not like we were doing like anything that was so damn great. I mean, if anything, it was pretty damn frustrating at times. But maybe they didn't have the piece. Oh, I can't believe. What else, Frankie? What else?
Ariel,
Yes.
second time between Wing C and Hokit that my spliff has been compromised.
What is he trying to say? Like,
I think he ruined his buzz.
He was smoking a split.
What did you guys think of Hokit?
I don't know. It's a gimmick.
It was.
Fuck no, man. Fuck Connor.
When was that one from? Oh, yeah. I guess the sentiment is FM. He stuck with it a little too long, right?
You mean the whole interview?
Well, like you could do it for a minute, and then we could get to the real stuff.
Yeah, and then you get serious.
Yeah, well, then we talk about the fight. We talk about whatever. But he's trying. It is worth noting, as much as Dana said he didn't like it, they did give him the $100K.
Yeah, but he had a great performance.
I know, but they could have easily
sure.
They could have given it to freaking I don't know, Ty Miller. What else, Frank? What else?
On that same vein, Hokit is like Roman in 2015. Gimmick is trash.
Roman Reigns. Yeah, people didn't like that one either. But look how it turned out for him. Oh, what else, Frankie? What else?
Imagine a Connor v. Colby press conference at the White House. Bam emoji.
Let's not say we did. What else, Frankie? What else?
What name would make UFC boxing legit for Eddie?
UFC boxing. What a weird name that is. What name would make it legit? What does that mean? Like, I think he thinks it's legit. I think he respects it. I think he understands it. And Jaya Pattaya is legit. And there's more coming, and them making an effort. The question is, did they really want Bam, or are they just trying to make Eddie overpay for Bam? I don't know. I think Bam is worth it. I think he's top 5 pound for pound. Let's see what happens with Usyk and the other guys who come up. Let's see what happens with the top-ranked fighters, because I mean, I can guarantee they'd love to have a Keyshawn, a Bruce Carrington, Shushu Carrington, an Abdullah Mason. Like, all those guys would be perfect for what they're trying to build. Young, American, massive ceilings. Shout out. What else, Frankie? What else?
We want Arman. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, the people love Arman, man. What a story. I love when these things happen somewhat organically, where just all of a sudden people get. It's like Kofi Kingston, circa 2000 and what was that? 17, 16. Daniel Bryan, WWE. I know it's not apples to apples, but you get the point. What else, Frankie? What else?
Arman's uprise in the content creator space is crazy. Could have just sat back because lots of MMA fans know what his ranking should be in the lightweight. That bit with Alex P blocking the view was funny.
I don't know about that one. I guess he's talking about Pereira being in front of him. But yeah, man.
Yeah, him and Nina did a video where Pereira was, in that Marab reaction we saw, Alex was sitting there with a cowboy hat on, which is weird because he's blocking people much shorter than him.
Yes.
And then they did a bit where Arman, she makes Arman confront him, and then Alex stands up and turns around, and then Arman's I don't want these problems.
He's very funny. He's very funny, and he's putting himself out there, and he's going to all the right spots, and it's great to see. It's great to see someone putting themselves out there. If they're not going to give him a fight, be omnipresent, do good shit, and you're almost undeniable at that point, because it's honestly as much about that stuff as anything. It's as important. Like it's more important to do that stuff in some ways than it is to win fights. You can win 2 in a row, 3 in a row, but you do good stuff like that, you'll be pushed faster than so,one who's won 8, 9 in a row. That is proven. What else, Frankie? What else?
Am I overreacting for being sad over the recent leaked Maynard Brigadero text? Fighters need a united voice. I'm getting sick of caring about it more than the fighters. Will they ever realize all the power is in their hands?
Yeah, there was a text message exchange between a manager and Mick Maynard, and it seemed like the manager was, being very, friendly and doing, wanting to do what the UFC wanted, and Mick was, doing the negotiation thing and being like, all right, we're going to move on. No. This is it, man. This is it. This is a window. This is insight. There are a few who will push back. There are a few who stand firm, but they don't have much of a leg to stand on because there's nowhere else. It's like you'd be like, all right, well, when your contract is up, we're going to go here. Like, where are you going? You going to Horizon? Where are you going? PFL? Where are you going? One championship? Like, there's just not that. So there is that. AEW, there is that in wrestling. And there obviously is that in boxing. Bam Rodriguez has multiple suitors. I can assure you of that. And he's in a great spot now. But yeah, so you're in a really tough spot if you're a UFC fighter. In addition to all the other things that are working against you, the revenue sharing and the collective bargaining. In addition to all of that, you're in a tough spot. I don't envy them. What else, Frankie? What else?
Do you think Colby will pop out of a cake and sing Happy Birthday on the White House card?
No, I do not. What is ISK?
We went over this before, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Interstellar Credits.
With a K?
Yeah.
Okay. What else, Frankie? What else?
I had picture-in-picture on the Paramount Plus app on my Samsung Galaxy. Maybe an issue just for iPhone. Also, I expect the canvas at the White House to be an American flag.
Heard some people say that. I don't think it's an iPhone thing. But, we
You
did
may have found the workaround.
Yeah, we did have like a breakthrough there. I wonder if that's actually a thing.
I did ask a friend.
Yes.
And he said they were not aware of that problem. He'll ask. And they are also aware of the negative reviews of all the commercials.
Yeah. I
Don't
think
know
they're
if
going to
that
work on that.
means that'll make any changes, but they're aware.
I think they're going to work on that. They weren't aware of the PIP. That surprises me.
On that same vein, there was the quote that came in Saturday night where they were like, look, we were just doing some extra stuff for 324.
Yeah.
Next time it'll start at least 10 minutes earlier than
Yeah.
this. Like, was it 10 minutes that people were upset by, or was it half an hour?
Yeah. I think it's usually 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, so 10 minutes earlier would be back on with the original.
Ish, yeah. Yeah, it's never been like 10 o'clock and then 10:02 there's fights. Be kind of cool, but it's never really been like that. Actually, secret for all of you, I usually would time my shower, like when we do the post shows on pay-per-views, my shower, I usually time my shower and do it at around like 9:55, and I know I have a good 25 minutes before the first fight. Like, as much as I love DC, and then like, this is insane. This is unbelievable. Like, what else, Frankie? What else?
Rumble question. Are you surprised that the retirement stipulation was added into AJ Styles against Gunther? Would be shocked if he doesn't perform at Mania.
Yeah, I saw some people talking about this 10 years to the event and almost to the date of his debut. I saw some people lamenting the fact that they don't feel like there's a lot of buzz surrounding this Rumble, and the Rumble is such a fun event. So I don't know. It would seem weird. But maybe this makes a lot of sense because Gunther just retired John Cena and Bill Goldberg, so he's the guy. He's the guy who retires all the beloved legends. Let's see. I do want to remind you that tomorrow we'll be doing our Royal Rumble lottery draft. One of my favorite moments of the year. We break out the little lottery thing with the balls. Myself, Rick, GC, Pizzi, Frank, 5 of us. We each randomly get numbers that will then be assigned, obviously, to the wrestlers we watch on Saturday. So if I pull a 13 and number 13 ends up winning, I win the whole damn pot. Right? Is that what we're doing? Or
we do men and women's.
No, I know that, but like, is it just like you, or are we doing like based on eliminations? We've done.
No,
just points.
Yeah, there's points. There's points.
Yeah, when they get knocked out.
Right, but like if my guy wins 13, but like he came in at number 29 and only eliminated one person, is that the best thing, or is it better to have someone who's number 3 that eliminated like 14 people but only lost?
It's not based
about where you finish.
All right, all right.
The eliminations are the tiebreaker.
Okay, all right. Okay, got you. Oh, what else, Frankie? What else?
How do you feel about Ilya versus Justin on White House next to Islam versus Usman? Ilya and Islam face off at end in front of the White House for MSG.
Wait a second. How do you feel about Ilya versus Justin on the White House next to Islam versus Usman? Like, what is that next? Like, on the same card? I don't want to see Islam versus Usman. I have no interest in that. Ilya versus Islam face off. Oh. I guess assuming both win, yeah, that would be awesome. But there's a lot of ifs there. But yeah, I guess it would be awesome. I don't know. What do they want to showcase on this card? Is that what they want to showcase? I don't know. I think they're going to try to make very fan-friendly fights and try to get people excited in that regard. What else, Frankie? What else?
And lastly, this show fucking sucks. Here's some cash.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Much love to you. All right. Tomorrow, this has been a great day. It's been a great week. Tomorrow on the program, the great Connor Ben in studio, guys. Connor Ben coming off his massive win over Chris Eubank. We'll have him in studio. We'll have others in studio. We'll have, not in studio, but we'll have others maybe in studio. So it's been a great day. It's been a great week. The train keeps rolling along. Tomorrow, also OTN. So go to arielhelwani.substack.com, extended OTN, answer all your questions, as many as possible, and then we'll get to the guests and all that stuff.
Speaking
BITB Thursday and the crack on Friday. Yes, Frankie, yes.
We did get one last $10 super chat from Shawnee719. Says, growing up, the Royal Rumble was the best event. I'm in my 40s, so watched everyone. Just something about it.
Couldn't agree more. In fact, I was talking to someone, I think it was John Pollock, where he was wondering if they would split up the Royal Rumble, do the women's on Saturday and the men on Sunday. Just keep it one. I do think that maybe it gets to be a little bit overkill having two, but I like the fact that the women get their own, and I'm not a huge fan of I get why they do it, obviously. I get it. This won't be in the afternoon, so that'll be fun. My kids love Royal Rumble. My kids don't ask to watch any wrestling anymore, but they love the Royal Rumble because I do a mini version of what we do with them. And so they get really into it.
It's my favorite WWE event of the year.
It's the best.
Bar none.
Surprises, the 3, 2, 1, and then the music and people pop. It's going to be interesting. First time ever outside of North America.
A little bit bummed that it's in the afternoon as well. I kind of like it as a night show.
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't want it head to head with 325. So this is kind of, this is kind of a good thing. Did you see how they built that arena from scratch? Have you guys seen that?
I did, yeah.
They built like an outdoor arena in 3 weeks in Saudi.
Is there any like rumored returns or anything that?
You're right, man.
We should. Yeah.
For me,
swallowing it.
Is there any rumored return?
Like, is there like? There's always
like AJ, but no like big name.
I can tell you the favorite in the women's is Liv Morgan -125.
Wow.
The favorite in the men's is Roman Reigns +175.
Wow.
Roman Reigns?
Wow.
Wait, is he not the champ anymore?
No, he's not. He hasn't been champ.
All right, so
Joe Hendry +20,000.
Yeah.
So Roman's gonna win, huh? All right.
No. It can be wrong. Like, remember who was it last year? Jey Uso. He was like +10,000.
And then he did. No. Yes, he did win.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be Roman.
Yes.
We thought CM Punk. We thought,
Cody's in it. Cody's got to be a high one. No.
+450.
+450. So wait, who's the favorite? Roman? What is he?
Roman Reigns +175.
So who's number 2?
Sami Zayn +400.
Sami Zayn over Cody.
Look, man, I don't make the odds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we have the picture here, right? Here it is. January 5th. There's the plot of land. There's, oh my God, look at that.
Fucking hell. I don't know about all that.
You don't believe this?
No, I believe it. I'm just, I don't know if I'm trying to go to the stadium that was built in 20 days.
Also, I mean, like, how are the workers, Are they working around the clock over there or what?
Yeah, different shifts,
Yeah.
You've just been included in the WFB chat.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Think about the workers.
I appreciate that.
And he's wearing a blue-collared shirt. I love it.
It's like a little thing. It's like a little like in a video game. You do something, you go, ding, you've unlocked this. Guys, I wanted to end on this. Can we grab that video real quick that I put in? There's a great video that I just saw, and I wanted to end on it because I think it's apropos.
Yeah, I'm efforting. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just stretch.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to set it up. Okay, so we had Eddie on, and obviously I've never seen Eddie like that, and it was completely understandable, very emotional, speaking about his very good friend, I stress friend, Anthony Joshua, and his 2 friends who passed away, Lats and Cena, and I'd never seen Eddie like that before. We talked a little bit about it afterwards, and I appreciated him sharing what he did share, and I appreciate him talking about it in that way. And you could tell that there is no part of Eddie Hearn that is hoping and praying that AJ comes back. If AJ never fights again, if he never wants to fight again, I think he'll be completely in favor and understanding. Anthony Joshua, I've long said, is such a unique character in this sport because there are a few fighters who are as thoughtful. I remember the first time he came on, I was blown away by his demeanor. I had so much fun talking to him, and I've had fun talking to him every single time since. And he was on, it felt like he was in such a good mood throughout the build-up for that Jake Paul fight. It felt like he was in such good spirits. Thoughtful, happy, grateful, appreciative, not just the post-fight interview, but the pre-fight as well. I was really taken by him. And so that's why it was so great to see how America seemed to be taken by him. and of course the world, but the world, and of course the UK have known about him for quite some time, have been fans of his for quite some time. And you see him win, you see everyone fall in love, discover him here in this part of the world. And then I remember seeing a post of him and Eddie standing outside some sort of house and being like, it was a great, Christmas. And we're talking about future plans. And you're like, man, this guy is, he's made it. And he's had some very public slip-ups, the fights, the losses and stuff like that. But you're like, wow, in year 13, 14, look at him on top of the world. And then you see the accident and you see the state that he was in. You hear about his friends and you hear about everything. I can't imagine what he's going through. So I've seen some pictures of his Snapchat of him talking about life and God and all this stuff. And it's hard to see. It's really hard to see. I really, really feel for him. So anyway, I just saw this video of him just kind of showing up. Some kids who are playing soccer outside. And it's amazing to see the smile on his face and just the spirits that he's in. So I thought it would be a good way to end the day. So here it is. Here's Anthony Joshua. Yeah, this is great. Look at this. Look at the smile on his face. That's all genuine. I believe that wholeheartedly. Not sure what the context is, not sure who these kids are, not sure what his relation is to anyone there, but you see the smile, you see him in good spirits, and it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see because what he went through was tragic, heartbreaking, unfathomable, and I can't imagine what he's dealing with internally. But this is wonderful. Shout out to the great Anthony Joshua, and I continue to pray for him and pray for the families of those who lost their lives because it's just an unimaginable thing. It truly is. Much love to the man. All right, we are good for today. Thank you to everyone for the support. Thank you for watching. It's been another great day here on the program. What is going on? What is going on? You know how many texts I have? Unread. What's going on? 51 unread texts. You know what that does for my OCD?
Need to go and read them.
Now I get to go and read them. Wow. I don't even know who some of these people are. It's a crazy thing.
Text messages?
Text messages. They're a crazy thing.
They're just out of this world.
No, but this is the beauty of this is why I love this show so much, because for 4 hours, I've been known to fancy myself a quick replier, right?
For sure.
Here I am. You can't bother me. DND.
I noticed at the top of the show there was a moment there.
What was
I was
that?
like,
Okay,
whoa.
I'll tell you what that was. I'm in a text group with Josh and his manager, and I'm like, hey, what I always do before the show, I'm like, hey, talk to you at whatever time. His manager wrote, hey, just want to let you know that I'm going to be unavailable. I'm going into surgery, and sorry about that. And I'm like, wait a second, are you saying this, or is Josh going into surgery? So that kind of threw me off. And he's like, no.
Who's to check?
Just me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I wish you the best. It wasn't very clear. So I thought he was canceling 5 minutes before. Maybe that would have been a blessing. I don't know. But I wish his manager a very speedy recovery, obviously. Thank you to Josh Hokit. Thank you to Eddie Hearn. Thank you to Arman Tsarukyan. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of them. Back tomorrow sometime.